Oh.
Do
pictures.
on that, so
okay,
all right.
Hold on. Let me know when that's live. And then once it's live, I'll tell you this live, and then we'll be like, yay. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Oh, did the wrong one.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is episode 8 of the Best Friend Show podcast. I'm Heather.
And I'm Jade.
Oh, wow. I'm burning up in here.
Yes, it is hot in here.
Hot.
But we're not complaining. We fucking hate winter, so.
Yeah, I'll take the heat over, snow any fucking day.
For sure.
So right now, what we're doing is we're recording for all you lovely people that are going to listen to us on iTunes or SoundCloud or Stitcher. And then we're also streaming live on the YouTube page.
Yep.
And then we're also streaming live on the Best Friend Show podcast Facebook page. So there's so much multitasking going on. So if shit gets fucked up, much apologies. So we're trying some shit out.
Yeah, and the podcast will sound great on Tuesday. So
yeah, that's all that really. I mean,
if the video doesn't work out, then just fucking listen to us on Tuesday. So
yeah,
good to go.
Yeah. So yeah, my last couple of weeks have been kind of hectic. But I mean, how's Jade been other than dealing with real life and work and
the same.
stress?
Just being stressed. Like this morning, I was literally so pissed. Like. People always say things, like, it's very hard to explain, but people always say, like, the harder you work, the more work you get, kind of thing. And I think I'm pretty much, like, maxed out in my life as far as work. Like, have you ever just felt where your life just seems like everything is compressed? Like, it seems like every project I have is compressed. Like, every, like, notification of a change for, like, a kid game or an event coming up is like, it's going to be in 2 days. Like, date change, now it's this day instead. So it's just like, just trying to jam everything in,
right.
Plus
making room for things.
Well, and being stressed about, Dave.
Yeah.
He had that ablation done about a month ago, and, as the temperature changes and it gets hot, he's been having, like, he's been feeling really bad the last, like, week pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And he's been having flutters and stuff, and that was the point that the ablation was supposed to fix.
Yeah.
It was supposed to make it more controlled so he could get off his medicine. So his checkup is Tuesday. So now I'm just getting a little worried that, he might have to go in for a second ablation. So I just lay in our bed and stare at him because I'm just always like,
right,
is today the day?
Right.
And so that's not helpful.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting enough sleep, and I'm super stressed.
And the thing is too, like, I think I have a good heart, but it's with the temperature change and, going up and down 26 steps every day. And so I actually, at work, we take our blood pressure like twice a week. Mm-hmm. So I have one of them devices, and I just have it at my desk. And I tell everybody, come check it out. We log it into like this website for health work and everything. And so I'm lucky. I'm usually, but it's funny though, you can actually tell, like, we're just within the last week or two when I'm really, like, just anxious, and it really fucks with your heart. So if you have a bad heart to begin with,
yeah,
oh my gosh, you really got to worry.
Well, the thing with him is that he doesn't have a bad heart, so they went in and they did, I can't remember what it's called, but they go up through your arm, and then they take a camera up and they see, like, do you have any blockages, right?
Okay. Because
normally when people are young and they're having heart issues,
mm-hmm.
they think it's like because you have a blocked up artery or something, because
right.
you eat horribly. But like Dave is so active, and we don't eat horrible. Like, we are fat kids, but it's like because we like to eat cookies at night. But it's like for the most part we eat a lot of chicken, So
right.
like we don't eat bad at all. So they went in and his heart was completely clean, no pebbles. So they say like first you'll have some like pebbling,
okay,
and then you'll have like a thing you would take stroll down, like a little sidewalk, and then all of a sudden it'll be blocked. Like, he didn't even have any pebbling. It was completely clear. There was there was nothing in there at all. The doctor actually said, when he came out to tell me, that it was one of the, like, healthiest hearts he's ever seen in his life. And he said that that's probably why Dave survived. His heart rate going up to 307 beats a minute was because his heart was in such great shape that it could take being up that high for that amount of time without having a heart attack, without actually dying.
Right.
So it's really just an electrical system problem.
Yeah.
So when the doctor went in and did the ablation, the point was to burn around the nerve so that was out of rhythm so that it couldn't communicate with other parts of his heart. But, you know, it's apparent that since he's having flutters that either they didn't burn enough and they'll have to go in again, or maybe it just takes longer to work.
I mean, because, that's super weird. When I had my mini stroke or my migraine or whatever the fuck they want to call it, it was just, out of nowhere, and they did all these tests on me, and they're like, oh, well, we don't know. Well, I hope you do know, but yeah, it's crazy because overall I feel like I'm pretty healthy, and Dave, he walks. I mean, overall, he's
14 miles a day.
Yeah, he's a big dude, but I think obviously I know how Dave used to be,
right?
And he's much healthier now, I would think.
Yeah, well, he's 6'5", and I think at his heaviest he was like 330. Yeah. But now he weighs like 265. Like 265, 270. Yeah. So he lost 60 pounds, and that was quite a few years ago, like almost 10 years ago. So it's like, I feel like 265 is a pretty good weight.
Yeah.
For someone who's 6'5".
Yeah, exactly.
So, he doesn't look fat, a little chubby, but not like a fat guy. Well, yeah. He walks 14 miles a day, so he's super, he's got some cardio.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure his cardio fucking outdoes mine 10 times over.
Yeah, I used to invite him to the Fitbit weekly competitions.
Yeah.
But by noon, he would have 10,000 steps. Yeah. And people in the competition would be complaining.
Fuck this guy.
You already got 10,000 steps? Well, he's a mailman. They're like, that's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, because when I used to do those all the time, we sit all day. Well, I sit all day. I try to get up and, do a lap or two. But I know these people, they work at Amazon. Or,
they're walking
UPS. Yeah, they're fucking moving all the time. So I'm like, well, fuck. But.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Gage, next couple of weeks we have, Gage is going to Washington, D.C. So really on Tuesday, Gage goes to Washington, D.C. Dave has his checkup from his surgery. And Jade has his end-of-year lacrosse banquet all the same day. So that's great.
And you have to be the coordinator of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure that everybody gets where they're going. But, I took the day off work, so I'm not trying to fight that battle, too.
Yeah. Honestly, just within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've never really had anxiety, stress, depression, shit like that. But dealing with just the house, it seems to be everything else. It's I can't focus. I can't, I lay there in bed and, I don't want to do anything, but then I feel like shit because I have to get stuff done, and I don't like it at all, and this is not who I am.
Right.
And so, I am not one to smoke pot, but I tell you, I've been really considering, what are those, there's special gummy bears, or the
edibles.
Well, not edible, it's not
CBD oil?
That's what it is, yeah. So, I've been considering that, I was dude, my mind is always just fucking going. And even talked to the doctor about it.
So, I think you should try, so this is going to sound like an advertisement, which it absolutely isn't.
Okay.
But there's this supplement company called Onnit.
Okay.
Onnit.com. And they make this stuff called New Mood.
Okay.
And it's it helps you to relax and chill out, and it's got vitamin B, B12, all the different vitamin B's in it. And for me, I haven't taken it this week, but I took it the last 2 weeks because I've been super stressed, and it's been super helpful for me. I recommend New Mood to anybody who is feeling anxious or stressed, and it's just something that you would come home and take after work. It doesn't make you tired. It's not like taking a sleepy medicine or anything. It's just a supplement
to kind of shut your brain.
Yeah, and it helps you to relax and chill out. And I think, this is where it sounds like an advertisement now, is because I think right now that they're offering a free trial of it.
Oh, okay.
Either a free trial, I think it's a 1 week free trial, or they might have switched to Alpha Brain now, which is another supplement that helps you to actually focus.
And you know me, I'm down to, try anything new, or, if...
Oh, you know where they sell it? You don't have to order it offline. They sell it at,
Well, I love to order shit offline, so...
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if, did they close down that grocery store by you yet? Like the Whole Foods type store. I can't remember what it's called. Fresh Time.
No, there's one by work.
I know, but did they close? Well, it was going out of business. They were closing it. Yeah, they were having a big sale.
I have no idea.
Well, Fresh Time carries their stuff, so you could buy it.
I can just Google and see where they're available.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. If you're just trying to shut your brain off and get some sleep.
I gotta try something, because the thing is, I haven't been to a gym in forever. So mentally, that's killing me. Physically, it's killing me. I've been eating nothing but shit, and it's just like, I'm in my mind thinking, Heather, why are you doing this to yourself? You were so on par, and people come to you for support, and then I'm kind of just fucking up everything. I've been drinking, like, every day when I come home from work, I have a couple beers. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I know this is fucked up to say, but it's like, I feel like I'm turning into my dad. Because my dad was an alcoholic, and I'm like, no. Like, I gotta nip this in the bud. So, Days of the Dead is next weekend, and I'm going to, like, after Days of the Dead, I'm kind of simming down, hopefully, with the stress down, and, I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff coming up, but it's just like, I'm like, okay, on this day I gotta do this, and this, and this, and then by this time I gotta make sure I do this, so... I
think really once you get the house done, you'll feel a ton better.
Absolutely, but it's just like, it's so much, and we're getting so close, though. Like, I'm really proud of myself for the shit that I've done to this house, and obviously, like, you guys for coming to paint, thank you. Ed has helped. So, but it's, once again, I feel like I'm like, I'm like the center. Like, okay, you do this.
Well, because you're like me.
Yeah.
Like, you coordinate everything and make sure everything gets done, and if you think it's not going to get done, then you sacrifice the things that you need to do or your well-being to get the things done.
Right. And I'm a perfectionist, which is not the thing to be when you're trying to fix up a 100-year-old house.
Right.
So it's like so many things. I'm like, I'll catch myself. I'm like really anal about something. I'm just like, no, Heather, they don't know. They don't care. So I'm just like, I try to focus on the big things, and then, So if everything goes well, Monday we're going to try to start the process of getting a realtor.
I think, too, if people are coming to look at a house that's 100 years old, they also have some expectations of the things that it won't have. Like, most likely won't have a dishwasher. But it's like, those are the things, like a 100-year-old house wasn't built to have all those types of fancy things in it, like.
Yeah, but it's sturdy. It's very sturdy.
Yeah, because they used to build shit really super awesome.
Well, it's funny, though, because, we got brand new carpets. So when they were, like, banging in the old, like, the new carpet and stuff, I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to, like, it sounds like they're legit just, like, beating the boards. I'm like, oh, my God, my house is so old, it's going to fall apart. No, it's fucking sturdy.
Yeah, because they use those kick strip things on the side. And
dude,
like using the knee
so
and bamming it.
This is an advertisement. So if anybody needs to get any kind of flooring done in their house, call Empire. If you're in, I don't know, I know they're in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. I don't know where else they go, but Empire, fucking amazing and a good deal. So,
yeah.
I see them all fired up and warm and, oh my God. See, maybe I'm hitting menopause. Fuck, I don't know.
Nah, it's just real warm in here.
It's warm, it's stress, but it's Friday. Yay, we're here, we're drinking. Got you drinking the orange.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Yeah.
So speaking of the drinking, I started to tell you before the thing, I stopped at the local gas station to pick up a drink before I came over, and they were pretty much all out of all types of alcohol, so that means everybody in our neighborhood has had a bad week.
Right.
So when I went in, there was like 3 girls in there, 3 girls, like 11, 12-year-old girls, right?
Okay.
Not like teenage girls, like girls. And they were getting slushies, which is normal, Yeah,
it's Friday. Yeah,
it's Friday. Yeah. They're hanging out together.
It's fucking warm out. Yeah.
It's warm. Yeah. So I go in, I'm like looking at the thing, and I hear this girl running her mouth to the lady who works there, and then I hear the lady who works there go to her like, well, are you guys done over there? You're making a mess. And then all of a sudden, I hear a slushie hit the floor. I was like, what is going on right now? So I like walk up there because, I want a slushie because there's no drink. So I'm like, I'm going to get a slushie. Right. So I'm like, go up there. I'm like, excuse me. So I'm like getting my drink, and I see that the girl had thrown her whole slushie on the floor, and it's like half empty. And the girl picks it up, and she was like, "You're making a huge mess here, blah, blah, blah." And then the other girl was like, "You don't need to get an attitude with me. Dude, you're 12. You're like 12, legit 12. And she goes, "First of all," I was like, "Oh, I say that too." She's like, "You're the one who got mouthy with me first." And she goes, and then she's just like, "You got mouthy with me first, saying that you're done with Speedway, and I just asked you if you guys were done because you're making a giant mess over here, and you have the audacity to throw your slushie on the floor." She's like, "You can pick it up and you can get out of here." And she's like, "I'm over Speedway, blah, blah." And then she goes to the other girls, 2 girls that are with her, like, "You gonna pay for those slushies or you gonna leave too?" They're like, "Oh my God, oh." Because you could tell the other girl was just, the pain in the ass girl.
Right.
So they, like, pay for their slushies. That girl goes outside. And then I see her, like, try to come back in. And then I hear them say, "You're not allowed in here anymore." So she goes back to the van. And then the mom gets out. Oh, I was like, if I didn't need to get here, I probably would have gone back in. Because I wanted to see what went down.
Ugh.
Because it was, like, 2 probably, like, 19, 20-year-old girls working at Speedway.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. It's just, like, for me, that mom should have been going in there to say how sorry she was that her kid was a little asshole.
Right.
And instead, I think she was going in to, like,
start some shit, too. Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, we see where it comes from.
Like, obviously, this is all over, every city, state. You have this shit going on, and just, like, no, it's like when we were raised, it's like you had common sense. You weren't a dick to, older
just
people. Normal people. And, or if you were, that's when your parent would be like, oh, apologetic, and then you would get in trouble, and,
you'd never be able to go out again with your friend. Like, you would never be able to walk around the neighborhood with your friends anymore. Yeah,
and that was before we had cell phones.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, you're grounded, so you have to stay in your fucking room.
It was like no matter TV, what you did, even though we didn't have the internet like that, or we didn't have phones like that, your parents somehow always fucking knew what happened. Like, you would get home and they'd be like, "So what happened?"
Right.
You'd be like, "I'm sorry, what?" Nothing happened.
They could see the change in your face.
Yeah, it's like
what are you fucking hiding?
Yeah, it's like they knew something had happened, and then you're like, blah. And then it was like, you got a backhand to the face, and then sent to your room or whatever, and then
just so irritating. I just hate
they would never be like, "I'm going to the store to give that lady a piece of my mind." It's like, oh man, I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy how the world has changed.
Yeah, I know, man. It's probably not gonna get any fucking better. But
well, pretty soon all the kids will just stay in their houses all the time and they'll never come out. So
yes, and those children will watch us on the interwebs.
Yeah,
and talk shit about you.
Yeah,
fuck you and get your life together. Just saying.
But DoorDash is delicious. That's an improvement in life.
Yeah. Well, before DoorDash, was it Skip the Dishes was the first one for us, and then Uber Eats. Fuck Uber Eats. We will not deal with them anymore. Their customer service is ass. Skip the Dishes has been amazing. DoorDash has been amazing. Like, DoorDash will get you anything.
Yeah.
Like, if I want fucking Taco Bell, or if I want something downtown, like Rock Bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But honestly, I miss going out and eating out at places. I don't know. Because a lot of times, like, it'd be Friday night, me and Ed would be like, okay, well, we're going to go to the Fridays or something, which they close the Fridays and the Applebee's on the west side. I was like, what the fuck?
It's so Charlie's or nothing now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's it. But I don't know, just sometimes I like interaction. Like,
well, I think the thing that makes people not want to go out is because everybody else goes out also. So it's like when you try to go out and you go to O'Charlie's and you walk into O'Charlie's and they're like, it's an hour wait.
Yeah, and you're like, deuces.
You're like, fucking for what?
Yeah, like, I'd rather wait at home for an hour.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get that, but it's
like I can lounge on my couch.
Well, and I think, honestly, the reason I'm getting so burnt out on it is because since we are moving and my stress level, thanks for patting me, just dealing with stress and stuff, I haven't been able to make that much, like, many meals.
Right.
So most time, you know, we just order something. Or, you know, I'm like, Ed, can we do our own thing for dinner? He'd be like, okay. He has fucking hot dogs, tater tots, and I have a sandwich. Like.
Or you use your Blue Apron
Or
that comes in every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And if you go to our website, which we'll have up soon, you'll be able to use our product code for Blue Apron.
Yes.
That will give you $30 off your first box, or you can pick $40 off your first 2 boxes of Blue Apron. Or a new thing for this month coming up is 5 free meals with your first 2 boxes.
Oh, nice.
So whichever you like.
Yeah. So, I think I definitely, once we move into the new house, I will go upon the Blue Apron again.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like I'm just so scatterbrained. I'm like cleaning and everything. I'm like, fuck, it's 8 o'clock, and I'm just like, I'm not even hungry because I drank 4 beers. And
right.
It's like I'm just gonna go to bed when I'm done.
Well, so. I think another good thing about the Blue Apron is that you can save the recipes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, like, you can keep trying new things.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you know how to cook it already. And then you can keep that recipe, and you can make that recipe on your own later on. No. You don't have to get that box again from them. You can just keep trying new things over and over again. And on the days you're not eating Blue Apron box, you can, you know, buy groceries of stuff that you ate before that you really liked, or say you didn't really like that.
Yeah, or you just,
and you didn't save it.
Yeah, or you can just, you know, adjust one little thing. But no, I love, and the internet's cool and everything, but I love tangible shit. Like, if I get a book, I want a physical fucking book. I don't want a Kindle. I don't want anything like that. I need things.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, yeah, so recipe cards, everything. I got a binder with fucking, you know, because I'm an old lady.
No, I do too.
So, well, we're old ladies. So.
Yeah, above my fridge, I have like probably 50 different like your go-to up there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because I went through all my old cookbooks, and I'm just like, I was like, I'm never going to make this, and so then I just kind of narrowed in on the ones that I would actually eat. So, yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah.
So that's about it for the last probably 2 weeks, and probably will be for the next 2 weeks, continued stress until we launch the projects we're working on, or you sell your house.
Well, and I think too, another thing that's been stressing me out is because my neck, my neck's been, you know, my back's broken, bruises, ankles, everything, you know, snaps and pops. But my neck has been fucking killing me for a couple years now, and I'm just like, well, this is my last year of wrestling, and I was just gonna wait until the end of it all to get it checked, but it's so uncomfortable because I think I've been, you know, overworking myself too.
Yeah.
So when they did the X-ray and everything, they said I have what they call a military neck. Mm-hmm. So instead of like your spine is supposed to kind of have that little curve in it, there is no curve. It's straight as a board. So that's why it's so uncomfortable. And then he could see that on the bottom of my neck bones where it connects to the whatever bones.
I believe that's called your atlas.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure. But he just said that the bottom ones, he can see how they're starting to compress, which is causing the spasms and shit like that. So I'm like, all right. So he has me on anti-inflammatories and muscle relaxers, which have kind of been helping. And as long as, you know, I do exercises on my necks, then we'll go from there. So, it's always something.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. But I guess military neck's a common thing. Yeah. I've never heard of it before, but I guess it's out there, really common in wrestlers. So, they said, oh, we might just have to send you to a chiropractor. I'm like, bet. I know a chiropractor. I love a chiropractor. I love physical therapy.
Did you know they're not real doctors?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I just learned that. I thought chiropractors were like real doctors that went to medical school and stuff, but instead they go to like this voodoo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like this voodoo college, and then they're like,
and a lot of
we can crack all your stuff for you.
And a lot of doctors, that is an absolute last resort. Like they hate referring people to chiropractors because they don't,
unless they're in their practice and they get a kickback.
Right, but other than that,
I know a couple doctors over here on the west side that do that.
Yeah, but they don't, because you know, you look down and it's like, they're not fucking doctors. Them chiropractors make good fucking money, and they have their own schedules, and
yeah,
I don't know.
You go in, you get all cracked up, and you're like, I feel more relaxed.
I know, right? See, everything's just compressed and tight and man. But, okay. I want to ask you.
Yes.
What is this cereal soup thing?
So.
How did this start?
So I guess it was some giant discussion on Reddit about if cereal is soup, right? Well, the reason I found out about it was because a kid on my son's hockey team asked Dave about it, and then Dave asked me about it. So I have my own feelings about whether cereal is soup or not. So I was like, I'll put it up and see what our people think.
Yeah.
And there was some people who were very adamant with the swear words.
Yeah.
About
a lot of people was agreeing with me.
Well, I didn't say which way I was or anything because I didn't want to like taint the pool. But I just wanted to see what people thought,
right?
Or and to see what their like. So some of the people a lot of people commented, but if you just commented with no,
right,
or yes, which I don't think anybody did, but the majority said no or fuck no. It was like a discussion.
Right.
Like, it is not soup because of this.
Exactly.
Like, if you just said no, it's just like, who should be president of the United States and why? And you're just like, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, why? Bob. It's just like, it was like, I was looking for a discussion because, like,
there was a couple.
Yeah, there was a couple. So, like, I would just read them and they would say, like, so one person was like, no, because soup is hot and cereal's cold.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be. And then someone else came back and was like, well, gazpacho is cold and it's always served cold.
Yeah.
And it's
and
and then people were like, well, cereal is for breakfast, soup is not, but people eat cereal all the time.
I love how this even became a thing. Like, this is what people are doing in their
I like
time.
the one guy who was like, he posted a picture and it was like a guy who was like, where he was like, he was very adamant about his answer and then he was like, he's like me literally right now. Because at first you're like, fuck no, and then you're like, wait, it kind of is.
But honestly, you could probably do that with anything. Like is it this or is it this? Well, it could be.
Well, there's some things like, every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square. Right? Like, that's something you can prove. That's a provable thing. Right? Because...
what is it? Every whiskey's a bourbon, but not every bourbon's a whiskey or something?
Yes.
Something... Okay, so I might have them flipped around, but...
Yeah, so, like, I think the original thing was with... I actually kind of just read this the other day, I think. Was that, like, bourbon was supposed to mean things that were made in a specific area that was called bourbon, like Bourbon County. And that's why in Kentucky they call them bourbons and not whiskeys, but they're all whiskey.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, so, like, that's the thing. But then they said, of course, it doesn't. But the only time you can use a state name, like where it says Kentucky bourbon, is if the whole thing is made in Kentucky. Not the bottling part. The bottling can happen anywhere.
Okay.
But it has to be, like, settled. It has to be, like, made and then sat.
Yes.
Like, the whole process, besides bottling, has to occur in that state.
Oh, okay.
So when it says Tennessee whiskey, like, the whole process was done in Tennessee. Or... Kentucky bourbon, the whole thing was done in Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See? Learn something new every
Well, just random things you do when you're trying to see what other people had to say about if cereal is soup. But that was a perfect example because that was one of them. That's why I was like, I just learned about it.
Yeah.
But it does really meet the requirements.
Right. No.
Of being a soup, something that floats.
Me personally.
In a liquid.
Me personally, I would go with no.
Right.
But if you would ask me why, I can't give you it's just not,
So for me, I said no.
Okay. Because
cereal is still cereal, even if it's not in milk.
Yes, you can, like, I've eaten cereal out of the box.
Right, but...
No milk included.
But if you eat soup with no liquid, it's just meat and potatoes.
Right.
Or whatever
or
it is
noodles.
you're eating. Or noodles.
Yes.
Chicken and noodles. It's not chicken noodle soup. It's just chicken and noodles, which is like not soup at all, right? Because it doesn't have any liquid. But cereal, Captain Crunch is still Captain Crunch. So that's why I thought it was fun.
Right.
Because there was so many people who were very adamant about it not being, that I kind of played into that, where I was like, put down that bowl of Crunchberry soup.
Right.
Because I love Crunchberry
okay,
cereal.
so this kind of goes with that then. Ramen. I know it's, I've been eating a lot of ramen because, we're living like we're bachelors and everything. But, so when you eat ramen, or when you have eat ramen as a child, because we all have, do you include the water so it's like a ramen soup? Or do you just eat the noodles with the fucking...
But that's the difference. Pepper. See, you already answered it. So you said, do you eat it with the liquid and call it ramen noodle soup?
Right. Or do you just
eat it ramen? And it's just called ramen.
Right. That's what. But how do you?
I always eat it. I always ate it as a soup.
See, I never did.
So I had a friend who actually didn't even make it. They would sprinkle the seasoning packet on it and eat it crunchy.
What?
Because they preferred that. And I see a lot of people eat those like crunchy chow mein noodles on top of like their salads and stuff.
But just like here's this ramen brick. I mean, it's not.
They literally did that in high school. I would see them. They would sprinkle the packet on, and they would just be eating it like it was what are those things called? Like a rice cake.
Oh yeah.
It's similar to that. It'd be and it's super crunchy.
Yeah. Well, I got some ramen downstairs, so that might be dinner.
Did you see that one thing? Speaking of ramen, like it was the health report, and it showed the girl who was like 14, and she was one of those people who would only eat certain foods.
No.
So she would only eat ramen.
Right. And
her insides were like the insides of a 94-year-old person.
I believe it. It's fucking sodium.
Oh yeah, it's sodium.
Fucking because it eats away. Like, preserved shit. No.
First of all, everybody already knows ramen is horrible for you.
Oh yeah.
So it was just like the fact that her parents will let her eat nothing but ramen. No matter how poor you are, you gotta be like, eat a peanut butter sandwich.
Right, eat something.
Yeah, try this taco shell. Something.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so that was my cereal soup thing. The kid was super excited that we had actually talked about it on the podcast. And David told him, like, hey, your thing became part of my wife's podcast. And he's like, good, it should be. Because it's like a whole giant debate thing. So
yeah.
But it was fun. We got a huge reaction out of it. So if anybody wants to discuss further if cereal is soup, please leave a message on our Facebook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's see. So actually, real quick.
Yes.
So coming up this coming weekend, which is the May 18th, 19th, and 20th.
So next weekend.
Yes. But I need you to pull up the website because I can't on my phone to... can you pull up your phone?
Yes.
Okay. Because there's so many advertisements of people being in different cities. I want to make sure that we supply the information.
You want the Days of the Dead website? Or
yes. Go to daysofthedead.com. Yes. And if you're listening, go to daysofthedead.com as well. Because on the 18th, 19th, and 20th of May, so next week, Days of the Dead will make its very first appearance in Charlotte. So we're getting that information pulled up right now, but there's going to be amazing guests. I'm actually going to be there. I have a shit ton of flyers with me and Jade's funny ass face on there. We were going to take them down to the Blaze and Gorilla Voltage show in Louisville, but I messaged Jade and I kind of was like, I'm so sorry, can we not go because I got to deal with the house and I was stressing out and so I didn't want to drive 2 hours and then come home and So, but hey, if anybody went to the Blaze and Gorilla Voltage show at Trixie's in Louisville, let us know how it was. So then I'll be like, oh, fuck, we should have went. Fuck. Damn me.
We feel like that anyway, so.
I know.
Would have been a good place to promote.
Yeah, no, it definitely
But was. Your house is way more important.
And we're so close.
Yeah, you're almost done.
We got to sell the house and we got to get into a new house before October.
There you go.
So, All right, let's see. So we're actually going to be in the Sheraton Charlotte Hotel, and let me see your fucking apple. Anyway, so some of the people that are going to be there, come on. Hey, here we go. So we have Elvira or Cassandra Peterson.
Oh, you got to sit up, friend.
I'm sorry. There's fucking shit everywhere. All right, we have Vinnie Vincent, who was the one of the guitar players from Kiss.
Yeah.
Like original.
Right.
Like, yeah, OG. And then you have Dee Snider, fucking, Twisted Sister. Yeah. And have you ever seen the movie Strangeland?
Yes.
It's a fucked up movie, man.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I haven't seen it in years, but I suggest everybody fucking see that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucking crazy. And then we got Linda Blair.
So that's my favorite horror movie. We talked about that before.
Yeah.
The Exorcist is my absolute favorite movie. I actually had a poster in my bedroom, like when I was with my husband, like as an adult.
Right.
So that's how much I love that movie. Okay, continue on.
Okay, well, the next one is Bill Moseley and Sid Haig, which are two individuals who's in my favorite horror movie of all time, which is The Devil's Rejects. So they will be there.
How is Sid Haig? Pretty good. I know he was sick.
He was sick. Last time I heard, he's doing okay. They were doing filming for the next Devil's Rejects movie. So I mean the man's in his 80s.
Right.
So he's still kicking. We have Tony Todd. This is the Candyman.
Candyman, yeah.
Huge. He is tall as shit. So tall. He's like terrifying.
A lot of them are.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like another one. It's like Derek Mears. Yeah. Derek Mears, Friday the 13th. Steve Dash, who is Friday the 13th. Heather Langenkamp, who is absolute sweetheart. If you haven't met her, she's Nancy from the Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah. So we're actually doing a Nightmare on Elm Street 3 reunion. So we're gonna have like 6 people from that. And then some other, Friday the 13th, part 6. So for the wrestlers, we have Scott Steiner.
Ooh, he's from Michigan.
So, okay. Okay, so my thing was Scott Steiner.
He wrestled for the University of Michigan.
Yeah. Okay, so.
Can I be proud of something for fuck's sake?
Not him.
Why?
Because he's so gross. Okay.
Dude, all dudes are gross. Like,
no.
My little son is 13, and the other day we were listening to Prince Cream, and then he started talking, hey girl, you want me cream on your buns? I'm like, you're 13. You're 13, God. Shut up. All boys are gross.
No, but I'm saying gross as in, like, it legit looks like he has implants in his, arms, and if you look at an old picture of Scott Steiner.
Is he broken out? Like, is he all zitty?
Dude, I'll show you pictures.
Dude,
of a before and after.
That is TRT.
Like, regardless.
He's on the testosterone.
That's fine. But he has a fucking stupid ass tattoo on his foot. I've heard he's an asshole.
You just have heat with him.
I've heard
that's what it is.
I've heard he's an asshole to deal with. So I'm already going in this I don't want to have to fucking be Scott Steiner.
So if you're listening at Days of the Dead,
Heather Scott Steiner is listening.
Heather would like to be Scott Steiner's handler for the weekend.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, I like Rick Steiner.
Oh yeah, he's cool too.
Yeah. Anyway, but if you look at old pictures of Scott Steiner and Big Papa Pump now,
right. Yeah.
Oh no, legit two.
Well,
he's like two different people.
Well, he's legit Big Papa Pump now.
I know, but even from WCW to
WWF.
Well, no, he wasn't.
I thought he was for a minute.
Smoky Mountain, NWA. I don't know. I think they were NWA. Regardless, it doesn't look like the same person. So anyway, it's fucking gross.
He's a fucking monster.
Fucking gross. But we do have Allie from Impact Wrestling. So she's a sweetheart. So you should all come down there and see. And we have Captain and Maybell, who have been on America's Got Talent. And they, like, you know, eat swords and spit fire and shit. So, yay! So go to the website for more details. It's at the Sheridan Charlotte Hotel, which is 555 South McDowell Street, Charlotte, North Carolina. And that is this coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yay, here, you can take your phone back.
Yay.
Sorry, I've been all over the place today. Like, today I worked a half a day.
Oh, deep breath. Sad.
Yes. So my grandpa passed away last week. He was, I think, like 85 or 86. So, you know, he was a man up there, lived a long, pretty all right life. He was at his house some weeks ago, and he was changing, and he fell, and his head got, like, he hit his head on a wrought iron chair.
Oh, no.
And that pretty much, within 2 weeks, he was, like, done.
When I get old, I'm going to switch to all cheap Walmart stuff. Because it seems like it's, like, the good, well-built things that
the good American,
have lasted, like, your whole life.
Things, yeah.
Yeah, are the things that take you out.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, because, but, you know, he had blood on his brain and all that, and he got pneumonia and shit like that. But I did see him in the hospital, and then, you know, a couple days later he passed. So we had the funeral and everything on Monday. Was it Monday? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then today being Friday,
mm-hmm.
He was in the military. He was in the Army. So just for the family, the immediate family, so it was like me, my mom, and then a few of my aunts and uncles, because he had 6 kids, 5 still living, but I was the only grandkid that attended this. But we went up to the gravesite, and then they did the military
21 gun salute.
Yeah, like the folding of the flag.
Yeah. And
dude, I've never been to one of those things before. Like, it was something. Like, it was.
Yeah, it's intense.
It really is, because
they shoot off 7 guns 3 times, so it's like, whoosh, and then it...
Yeah, like...
Whoosh. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and then just watching them, like, fold the flag and stuff. Like, I was fine for the funeral, because it was actually, like, I'm not really, you know, religious or anything, but I actually had to do 2 readings in the church.
Yeah.
Because my mom was like, is there any way that you can read it? Because I don't think I can read it. And regardless of my beliefs, I'm like, yes, you know, this is for my grandpa. I will read it, not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I did all that. But, so I didn't really, you know, like, cry or mourn. But I think, like, today, because he got cremated, so he had the urn there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they started like, dude, as soon as they started doing the trumpets.
Yeah.
Like, do, like,
right.
Oh my gosh. Like, I fucking lost it. Because then I'm just picturing, like, oh my gosh, like, this song now means something to me. Like, it's crazy. But, yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy how, like, one moment in someone's death can, like, change you forever. So, like, when my mom passed away, like, I just remember, you know, just being the absolute saddest in my life, right? So, like, now, whenever I see a processional, like, pass me, that feeling comes back. And I automatically start to think, like, who are those people that are in that front car?
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to cry right now.
I know.
I'm going to calm down.
I know.
So I automatically start to think, like, who are the people in the front car? Did they lose their mom too? How old are they?
Right.
You know, what were the circumstances, even though I don't need to know the circumstances, but it's just like, you know, was it, you know, something that happened to them and not something that they did? You know, it's just like, you just start and think, because I just remember sitting in the car with, like, my family and just, like, looking at all of them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and it's just things where you're, you know, you start to think, like, woe is me, you know, and I would be like, you know, I'm too young to have lost my mom, because my mom was only 49, and then my little brother was like, well, you had her 4 years longer than I did, and I was like,
yeah,
you're right, I did.
My dad was 49 too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, And I mean, yeah, because exactly, it's like, you know, my grandparents, you expect grandparents to die.
Right.
You know, so it wasn't unexpected.
Like, that's the order it's supposed to go.
Exactly. So, you know, but it's still, I think the big kicker was, you know, like when I go to a holiday now and he's not there, then it's going to be, you know, like, oh, but, well, because it's crazy though, because my grandma passed away 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And I never truly, like, because it never happened to me.
Broken heart.
Exactly.
Kind of
like, because they would all, like, as soon as the grandma died, I was like, I don't see grandpa making it a year. And it was like 3.5 months. And then they fucking, so I told my mom, I was like, because he was like in the hospital and he was talking to things that weren't there.
Yeah.
So he was already on that different plane. So I was like, Mom, I know this is hard, but I was like, you need to tell him it's okay to go. Like,
yeah.
It's selfish for us to keep people here. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It is all about your feelings.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Well, like, even when I think about the life my mom was going to have, you know, like, they were going to put a trach in her, you know, where she'd be, you know, breathing through her throat, you know, and it's just like, you know, my mom was already on oxygen, was a hindrance to her, you know, and it's just like, I just think, you know, like, I'd much rather have my mom here, you know, but, like, what would my mom's quality of life had been, you know, even though she was still young, like, what kind of struggles would she have had? Would she have been able to work? You know, just all types of things, you know, and it's just...
Well, not even her struggles, but then her struggles to come out on the other people, because then, you know, it's like my mom, for the last 2 years, she's been taking care of my grandma every single day, you know, and then when my grandpa, when it was just him, it's always been like my mom and my Aunt Sandy, you know, taking care of everything financially, cleaning them.
Right.
Crazy off the wall things that I'm like, I don't know what I would do if I was put in that situation. But obviously she was like, well, these are my parents.
Right.
I got to take care of them. But now, like, my mom, she doesn't know what to do with her life now, because it's like there is no going down to see her parents every day to make sure they're fed, or, you know, take my grandpa to Graders every Saturday morning.
Well, now she's just got to figure out who she is.
I know.
Because she's been the caretaker for so long.
I know.
Now she has to take care of herself.
And of course, you know, that's where it brings me into the thing. So I gotta, but once I get my shit together, I'll be like, all right, Mom, let's figure out your shit. So yeah, but no, it was, the military thing was really, really cool. And this was the first time that I think all of the kids were together. And I don't know how many years. And I actually, you know, because I'm a millennial, so I had to take a picture because afterwards we went to the Golden Corral.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because, you know, that's, you know, when somebody dies in our family, we go to the Golden Corral.
I actually see a lot of people do that, so it's not just...
Yeah, so my mom kept saying, she's like, well, Dad's paying for this. So my grandpa, whatever, money or whatever, so... he paid for all of us, but I took a picture of, like, all of us at the table. Yeah. So I'll post that later. But I was like, I want that. I love pictures. I want that moment. And also, like, they're going through all their stuff, and I was like, I would love to go down there and go through his old pictures. Because, once again, I love tangible things.
Yeah.
And he has boxes and boxes. Growing up, my grandpa always had a camera in hand. So I actually, when my grandma passed, I found some pictures, and then that's been my throwback Thursday pictures and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm taking this. Like, Grandpa's not gonna know. So now I'm claiming those.
No, but it's better that you have them instead of them getting thrown out.
Exactly. Then, you know, it's like all the memories are just burned. They're just lost.
Yeah, because if you value those, you should have them.
Yes, indeedly do. Yeah, so sorry for all the sadness. We don't want sadness this, but, you know, this podcast, it's real life.
It is real life.
You know, we have the ups, we have the downs, but regardless, we're best friends, you know. I know that if I'm ever having a hard time or anything like that, message Jade, or, you know, this is when your family comes close, and you can have friends that truly are your family as well. So, yeah.
Yay!
Yay, sentimental shit! Meh.
Yay! So now that we talked about a lot of stuff, and
yes,
let's get back on a high note. Not that I don't want you to talk about sad things, but we both
Friday.
talk about sad things. It's Friday. It's the weekend. We've all had a bad week. So why don't we check out some pops?
Yes. So also, today, after went to the cemetery, did all that fun shit, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to the mall.
Do some retail therapy.
Yes. Because I'm on the hunt. They're releasing the Rick and Morty Dorbs. And they were the exclusive Twinkles or Tinkles or whatever, the little unicorn from Rick and Morty was a Hot Topic exclusive. And I'm like, well, fuck. There's a Hot Topic in the mall. I'm going to go to the fucking mall.
Which mall did you go to?
Kenwood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, because I was way up there on a 275 loop, came down, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go there. So this is a mall I don't usually go to.
Right, because it's always a shit show because everybody goes there.
Parking
sucks.
Yeah. But actually, I gave out best friend show business cards to the girls at work at the Hot Topic and in Kenwood Mall. So if you ladies are listening, thanks for listening and tell all your friends. They were fucking awesome.
I also did that.
Awesome.
Yes, not at the mall at Hot Topic, but last Sunday, there's a podcast that I love that I listen to all the time called Guys We Fucked.
Yes.
And it's two chicks similar to Heather and I, but they talk about more sexual things.
And they're actual comedians, aren't they?
And they're actual comedians.
Yeah.
So they have their own podcast. We're just two best friends. Right. And they have like their own spin-off podcast with other people too that they do. So they have multiple podcasts, but they also do like stand-up comedy. So they come and they do they talk about stuff together, and then they each do their own stand-up special, like half hour each for them, and then they come back and they finish it out. So it was fun because they asked like people from the crowd to come up and tell them a problem, and then they just made it funny.
That's awesome.
So it was awesome. So, but it was also good because their crowd is similar to our crowd.
Right.
So we sat, you know how Funny Bone, you sit with people you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we met a couple. They both go to Miami. They're both 21. I gave her a card. She was super into it. I actually seen that she liked our Facebook page.
Oh, rock on.
I didn't remember her last name, but when she liked it, I was like, yay. So she's probably listening or watching it, so I appreciate it. But I left stuff in the bathroom, too. And I actually seen people with our cards.
Awesome.
Like out of the bathroom.
Okay.
Because after they were coming out and Dave was using the restroom, so I actually seen people with our cards, like showing other people. Because, we have cool cards with the unicorns on it.
Right.
So people like it, so that's awesome.
Well, and also with Days of the Dead, I figured I can take the majority of these flyers.
Right.
And, because, the flyers, Jade was like, you seriously picked that picture to put on the flyer?
So it's a fun picture.
But that's who we are, though.
But it's not the most flattering picture. So if anybody's ever seen it, it is the picture of us in Kokomo pointing at the giant praying mantis. And we look like this.
Yeah, but if I saw that, I'm like, look at these two funny bitches.
So it is funny, but it's just, we have the one picture that we put on our podcast. That's you and I.
Yeah.
Where we look like cool.
Like, cool bitches, man.
Yeah, and pretty. And that one, we're like,
we're in fucking Indiana.
Yeah, we're in Kokomo. Ever heard of it? Fuck, no one has. Okay.
But yeah, so on my way home, I went ahead and I stopped at the Hot Topic. So for the viewers, you can actually see what I got. And just a little heads up, when we actually do move, me and the husband, he's very gung-ho about this, which is fucking awesome. We are going to do actual unboxings of mysteries and anything we get new toys. We'll do every little fun thing because people give a shit and we like to talk and we like to have friends. So, and we're actually going to have it all like set up and like pops everywhere and yay, adults. So, let me show you what I obtained today. So at the Hot Topic, like I said, I went in for the Rick and Morty Dorbs. They did not have, but...
Oh, no, you show it on, then pass it across. I'll stack over here so we can make it fluid.
Well, I grabbed, I got 3 of the It's. This is the new It. I got Georgie, Georgie. Oh, look. There's 1, 2. You see the Georgie with the little boat. It's a little boat.
Don't die, Georgie.
Don't die. Boo. And then we have Bill. Bill's just a dude with a fucking. Can you see it? Yeah. With a flashlight. Yep. And then I have the glow-in-the-dark Ben. With a woof.
Everybody's name is so white.
Even Mike. Like
yeah.
Stanley sounds like
Mike is the black guy.
Yeah.
But he still has a very white guy name.
Richie, Eddie.
Like Stanley.
Those are very white.
Stanley legit is a very white name. Like there's literally no black person named Stanley.
Well, Beverly.
Dates.
That is a super white chick.
Right, older. And she's old. Yeah.
An old white chick,
yeah.
Beverly. I have an Aunt Bev.
So does Dave.
Hey, here you go. See? Like, do you know any...
Did you show this one?
Probably not. Oh, see, look, you're so much better at this.
Ben.
Oh, see, look. Because
it glows in the dark.
Not right now.
I know, but sticker.
Yes, so I got those. And then I asked, I was like, you don't happen to have the Rick and Morty Dorbs and everything? They're like, oh, no. But we actually just got a shipment, and a few boxes aren't open yet. I can check in the back. And I'm like, bet. Fucking check that shit out. So she comes with an unopened box. And she's like, well, these are the Rick and Morty mystery minis. And I'm like, oh, are they the new ones? Because I already have series 1.
Right.
And she was like, oh, yeah. Dude, brand new box. Brand new fucking box. I had to buy the entire box. They're like $7 or $8 a piece.
It's guaranteed, right, that you'll get a fancy one? Because you bought a whole box?
Nothing's really guaranteed.
That seems like shenanigans.
Is this the one? Yeah, this is the Hot Topic one. But there are exclusives to certain stores.
Right.
Like these are the Hot Topic exclusives. As you can see, there's the 3, if you want to show that, you can be my Vanna. Thank you. There are 3 exclusives to Hot Topic. Okay? So it's like one of, 24, one of 72, one of 24 Pickle Rick, but you can get a Pickle Rick anywhere.
Right.
So I ended up getting those. Yeah, there you go. And actually, either tonight or tomorrow morning before I head off to wrestling, because I have War Wrestling tomorrow in Lima, I am actually going to film unboxing of those. So just kind of like how it is right now, but it's going to be more like fucking non-jackety fucking...
But it will be you opening them?
Yes, me actually opening them. So you'll be surprised with me, because I love surprises so much. So, when I was in the mall...
Speaking of Rick and Morty, though, real quick.
Yes.
They just renewed for 70 more episodes.
Yes, I got that text message from the husband. He was like, yeah. Do you want one? You want the last one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, shit, okay.
There's another one back there.
Oh, look, you're leaking on my fucking
shit.
Son of a bitch. Oh, look, she's gonna bump stuff. Defect.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna bump anything. I get in enough trouble.
Okay. So then while I was, fucking Rick and Morty, 70 episodes. Dude, you knew they were gonna renew. Like, if they didn't, that'd be fucking stupid. Oh, you know what shows they aren't renewing now on TV?
No.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, I did see that.
Fucking Last Man on Earth. And something else. I don't know. I love Last Man on Earth and I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I actually heard that Brooklyn Nine-Nine might be going to Hulu.
Oh, well, that's not a surprise.
New episodes or whatever. But, yeah. So, see, fucking pew, pew, pew. Sidetracked. All the time. Yep. What do you say? How stoked are you, Heather, about the news?
Said it too.
Yeah, see?
Nice.
Hey, Scott. So, yes. Fucking boom. I'm just delayed. So while I was also there, still Hot Topic. They had clearance.
Of course.
So they're like, buy 2, get 2 free. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. Who cares? All right. So I bought clothes.
Okay.
I got a Jasmine shirt.
Yeah.
Jasmine. It's a jasmine. Because Aladdin is my favorite Disney movie. I got an Ash shirt. Bruce Campbell.
Now's the time
I love
to get
Bruce
that.
Campbell. Yeah, because they canceled that
right.
as well. Fucking shenanigans.
Bitches.
Look.
I want that shirt. I love baseball tees.
I know. Well, even though it's really warm out, I don't know when I'll wear it. Maybe at nighttime.
I wore a baseball tee today to work.
Yeah. So it's Jafar, from Aladdin, favorite movie. And
this is for me.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
And then I got a Little Mermaid purse.
Yay.
Yay.
I love Little Mermaid.
Yeah. So I got all that fun stuff. Straps, yes. So I was like, yay, Hot Topic. And then, so I'm at Hot Topic, and I'm trying to message Ed. I'm just like, hey, do we have this? Do we have this? And then I'm trying to pull up the internet, trying to pull up Stashopedia to fucking check for shit. But then I ended up going to GameStop. But then I was like, see if there's an FYE. I guess FYEs are going out of business, and there's, like, none.
Right.
But there's exclusives. That's what the internet's for. So then I stopped at GameStop, and all their clearance was like 30% off of whatever. And then I first had this lovely Power Ranger plush. It's the Yellow Ranger. And it was only like $2. So I'm like, bet. Okay.
Because you love them.
Right. Love the Power Rangers. I was getting ready to check out. And when I was checking out, at checkout, they had the GameStop exclusive mystery minis for Rick and Morty. Don't shake head at me. So see now, these are the only at GameStop, the exclusives. Ugh. See how they're different? There's 3 different ones. See? Yeah. See, so if you compare it, you can see that there's actually, these are different. 1 in 72. It's like the poop monster. Yeah, see?
No. Oh, the bottom ones.
Oh, see? Yeah.
The bottom 3.
And then usually there may be, if they do one more exclusive, it's usually Target.
Yeah.
So, so most likely we're going to end up with a lot more than just these 2 boxes. Because when Ed has an obsession with Stranger Things, so we ended up having, I think, 11 of each one, like 11 of each character.
But you got a Barb also.
Yes. So we do have a couple of exclusives, and also what we're going to do is once we actually move into the house and we start situating things, a lot of them we're going to kind of do. I don't know if you ever saw like when Twisted or when Jamie kind of did like the starter kits with your basic Stranger Thing pops. That's what we're gonna do with mystery minis and kind of flip them or give them away, or we'll figure out something. Because I don't need 11 fucking mics or 11 fucking 11s. So, lastly, okay, so the husband has been getting these mystery boxes from Toy USA. Toy USA, they have, I think there's different variant boxes, as in, like, you can get one box that has, like, 4 pops in there for, like, $100.
Mm-hmm.
But it's guaranteed to be at least $150.
Okay.
Like, value. But you don't know what's in there. Like, you could have, it could range anywhere from having a $500 pop.
So how are they making money on that?
I don't know. I mean, there's still, okay.
Like, so maybe they bought them all when they were normal price and now they're worth $500?
Yeah, I mean, they probably ended up getting them for cost or whatever. I mean,
right.
Toy USA is an actual,
yeah,
company wholesale. So, regardless, whatever. Well, okay, so one of the boxes that we got, we've gotten three in the mail so far. And the most recent one that we got was $250 for one box, I think, or 2 boxes. No, it was $250 for 1 box, 4 pops. Yeah, but you're guaranteed like to make your money on them. So I mean, they could put in like a $30 pop, but then you have the chance of getting the grail of like there was like 1 Dumbo.
You just pray to little baby Jesus that you get Agnes Ned Stark.
Exactly. That's what everybody and in the most recent one, I think there was only 1 Ned. They had like the diamond specialty Dumbo, like the $5,000 Dumbo. Somebody got that. They had 1. So if you like mystery and rolling them fucking dice, it's a good thing to do. So this most recent one, so the first one that we ended up getting, we got a bunch of, randoms, but the big one that we got, and we are not into superheroes, we don't know any of this shit, but Ed would open it, and then I would check it in, Stashpedia, and we got a Red Skull. Well, Red Skull is like Captain the heel. America? Yeah, like Red Skull is like the heel in like the newest fucking movie.
Shit. Is like you're the big horror queen and I'm like the big
horror, not horror queen.
Yeah, horror. Well, I said horror queen.
Horror.
And I'm more like the superhero version. Like I love all those movies.
Yeah, well, we got Red Skull, and when we pulled it up in the price guide, at the time it was like $375 for a fucking pop.
And you're like, what?
This is awesome! Like, so that was a good time.
Is it still worth that?
It's like 400 and something now.
Oh, nice.
And we don't really know anything, but it's boxed up, so it's going to be one of those, bait, like pop baits, like we can trade. Well, it's like,
the people are trying to sell the Jeffrey for $160.
Yeah.
And you're like, but it's only worth 50, friend.
Yeah. So this most recent one, he ended up getting 2 boxes. $250. So that's $500.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, Heather's already having a heart attack. I'm just like, oh, my God.
Because you're trying to buy a house.
Right.
And you need all that extra money in your account to buy a house.
Yes. But, of course, I don't see this because this is, like, on the mystery credit card.
Oh,
So, I don't see it coming out. So, I'm like, okay. But we've done good with this. It is fun, the mystery of it.
Right.
So, sorry. So, we actually got a lot of, like, Batmans and all this crazy shit. $30, $40, $50 here and there. But we got a pretty good fucking it's not like grail,
right?
But it's pretty fucking good. So
we're ready.
So we got Tyrion Lannister with the scarred face.
Yeah.
With the scarred face, and if you can see, this is number uno. 1. Do you know how much that's valued at?
$225. Am I close?
Higher.
What? $375.
Higher.
5?
Higher.
Shut the fuck up.
Not too much higher than that, but last time I checked, it was like $575. $575 right here.
And you got it out of a box you paid $250 for?
Yes.
And it came with 4 pops?
Yes. Yeah, and the thing is too, when you opened it, you could tell already that it was something special because it came in the pop sack.
Ooh, nice.
And it's taped.
I'm a fan of that.
Dude. Yeah. So as soon as like he gave it to me, and I'm like, dude, it has to be like the one. Because, because I actually have one that Dave told me, to get. So I already have a Tyrion, but it's like the fucking $7 one.
Right.
Yeah. That's a house payment currently.
Could you imagine if you paid $500 for this?
Well, I'm sure there are those people.
Like, it better come alive at night, like the Indian in the cupboard, and like rub my boob and tell me I'm pretty.
Dude, but the thing is though, there's collectors. They want that. They have. Like, actually, we have a friend that already offered to buy it. So, but we really don't want to sell or do anything yet until we move. So then we can actually kind of inventory.
Right.
But yeah, so that was like a big, like, fuck yeah. But I guess they do these things quarterly. But yeah, and you should also follow them on Instagram because it's fucking great. And they're like, hey, we're getting ready to send another mystery box out. And then you like, when you contact them, you pick a number.
Oh, we do follow them on Instagram.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's like each box is numbered. So you just kind of pick and choose your numbered boxes. So, yeah, I think for Christmas this year, we're just going to kind of do that. We're just going to buy each other, like, mystery boxes. So we're, like, super excited.
Then you both will be surprised.
Yeah, exactly.
For both of you guys.
Yeah, so, yeah. And while I'm just talking about it, Ed ended up actually getting a couple pops in the mail today. Of course, you know, every day there's a new box, like a box. But we got Vampire Bob. It's a GameStop exclusive, and that would be Bob from Stranger Things. We all love Bob. Bob died. Spoiler! If you haven't watched Stranger Things and you're watching this, then yeah.
#fail.
Fail.
What's the other one over there, friend?
Oh yeah. So the other one.
Last one?
The last one is it was a Funko from the Funko shop, limited edition. Guess it sold out in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Mr. Rogers. It's Mr. Rogers. Yes it. Oh look. I can do that one.
I'll do it.
You're better at it, sorry. So it's Mr. Rogers, and I think there's like 2 other ones with like a different color fucking jacket and stuff.
Yep.
See, originally when it was just me, it wasn't this bad.
Yes.
But now Ed is like waking up in the middle of the night and like checking websites.
Right.
Which, to be fair, he did do that the other night, and he ended up getting an Invader Zim, like 9-inch pop that was on Hot Topics website.
He's all about the big ones these days.
Yeah. Well, Invader Zim, like, that's like
fun
and my shit, and I have a tattoo, so yeah.
Yeah, so that takes care of all the pops for today. It is hot as fuck in this room. And I have this one piece of hair that just like keeps coming and like going across my head, and I'm just like, Mah.
Well, it's like I'm glistening, like on from different angles.
Yeah, I gave you a little pat down earlier.
Yeah, it's gonna work. So yeah, if people move into here,
it's hot upstairs.
It's a 100-year-old house. Any house you go to, that's what I'm saying. Any house you go to, it's always warmer upstairs. Always. I don't care if it's a new house or not. Right? I don't know.
Yeah, new houses, that'll be a no.
Oh, okay.
Not hot upstairs. My house is, because my house is like 60 years old, pretty much.
Okay. Because we're looking at from like 1980 on.
Oh, mine is before 1980.
Yeah, we're we're trying to be like spoiled and shit. So, if we have to eat, ramen and Pop-Tarts for a couple years, we'll do it.
It's what it is.
We have to sell some pops. We will sell the pops.
I got one to start with. It's got a scar on his face. All right, so that brings us to the portion of our show where we normally do a thing like a product review. Since everyone previously loved it, we are again going to test all the new flavors of the Oreos that they released 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And I'm going to Canada in like 3 weeks.
Ooh, yeah.
And I've been collecting Oreos to take to my Canadian friend, Julia. And so in my carry-on bag, I'm going to currently have, I think, 12 or 13, like, containers of different Oreos. So, thank God I wear a lot of stretchy pants and tank tops. So, and I'm only going to be there for like 3 days. Yeah. So I'm going to roll up all my clothes real tight and then just like, so when they like check my bag and they're like, what the fuck is this? I'll be like, be careful, it's fucking cookies. But I checked. And it's okay to bring as long as it's not liquid. Yeah. There is no liquid. Just fucking Oreos.
Okay, so what kind are we going to try first?
I don't, you can pick. So the ones that we have Kettle Corn. We have Pina Colada, and we have Cherry Cola.
So the Kettle Corn and the Cherry Cola are regular size Oreos.
Yes, and the Pina Colada ones are the thin ones, so you can eat, double.
Yeah. Cool story, bro. Can't get it open. All right, let's try the Kettle Corn Oreo first.
All right. I mean, I do love Kettle Corn.
Yeah, and I've been being a fan of these, of the vanilla lately. The vanilla Oreos.
All right, let's
Ooh, they definitely smell like Kettle Corn, for sure.
Yeah. Kind of smells like camping.
Definitely smells like Kettle Corn. Like at Findlay Market. You know,
yeah, like the flea market. Yeah, like the flea market.
All right, let's try it out.
Oh, it has pieces in there. So I always open my Oreo and I kind of do a couple licks on it. But if you do that, you can actually see there's like, it looks like they just took like the popcorn and put it in there, smashed it in there. So, yeah, no, that's popcorn. Yep. There's actual popcorn. I mean, God, I hope there's no kernels. I hope they were fucking smart enough. I'm sure somebody's gonna get a kernel and fucking complain. Oh, shut up.
I like it.
Like, it definitely still does taste like just a vanilla one, but
you know how you get like the tin at Christmas time?
With the markable flavors of popcorn.
It's got the divider. This kind of does taste like the regular one, not because it comes with caramel and then the cheese, but this tastes like the normal Kettle Corn in there.
Well, and then the other ones that we tried last time, it was like either yay or nay, like real overpowering, or you could barely taste anything. But this
seems to be
this is pretty good.
This is like Goldilocks, like just right.
Oh yeah. We have no milk. We have beer, so.
I like it.
Okay. Here's another thing. As soon as I come back from Days of the Dead, at least I have to stop until I go back to Canada. Because Julia was already like, dude, because we're doing a mud run.
Right.
That's the reason I'm going to Ottawa. So she was like, after we do the mud run, I'm going to eat the fucking Oreos. And I'm like, oh, shit.
We're like, let's eat the Oreos while doing the mud
run.
Well,
and that's, dude, because I'm like, dude, we're in Canada. Like, I want, like, poutine. And I want, like, Canadian things. And, like, Canadian bacon. I don't even like syrup, but I'll have some.
Ooh, maple syrup from Canada is so good.
See, and once again...
And they sell it everywhere, so...
See, yeah, it's like I'm not really a syrupy person, but I'm like, well, fuck, I'll try it. If you're going to try it fucking Canada.
Yeah.
So...
Right, a guy I used to work with, he, after he'd work during the day at my work, and then at night he would go and stay in his little cabin out in the woods, and he would just, like, milk trees all night and get maple syrup. I know. Here you go.
Cabin in the Woods. Have you seen that movie?
No.
Oh, you should see it.
But I've seen like every superhero movie.
Well.
So, spoiler alert. I was at the store the other day, and I seen these, and I love Pina Coladas. I drink them with my sister all the time. We get drunk and call them Pinas Aladas, and we make everybody uncomfortable because we're just with all boys.
Fucking children.
So we're just like, this is a delicious pina colada. Amy, what do you think? She's like, best pina colada I've had. And then the boys are like, oh,
these bitches.
Only we can talk about penises, not you.
I mean, they definitely smell like a pina colada. Ooh.
You can taste the pineapple and the coconut. Oh my God. So I think the problem with the coconut one that we tried that we didn't like was because it was with the chocolate cookies, and they were way overpowering, the chocolate. But the vanilla brings out the coconut and the pineapple.
Right.
They're delicious.
Ooh. Like this, because when we went on a cruise, sipped a bunch of different, pina coladas and things like that. But the only problem with those, the fucking brain freeze.
Yeah. Well, and then after a while, it's too much sugar. Yeah. And you start to feel it blow up.
There's no brain freeze here. See? Her. All right. So the best friend show definitely enjoys the pina colada. And they're thins, so you could have 2 of them. Fucking stack them bitches.
4 cookies is 150 calories. The other one is 2 cookies is 150 calories.
Yeah. I don't know anything about calories right now.
Do-do-do.
But sorry, because it's getting warm now, and I'm going to be less stressed, and then I'm going to go to the park.
Smell that.
Everything. Holy shit! So she just opened the cherry cola, like the fucking packet, and it legit smells like when you have a pop and that first like opening of the pop, and it
definitely smells exactly
dude,
like
and
that.
it's double. So each side, yeah, if you can see this, so it's half and half. So you have like the white cream side, and then you have like the red creamy side. I can't fucking do this shit.
Just in the middle. Just
oh, well, there you go. And it smells so strong, like, Oh my god. So I haven't eaten it yet, but I've licked the cream. By licking the cream, tastes amazing.
The red, like it legit tastes like Coke. Like it tastes like...
It really does.
It tastes like a cherry Coke slushie.
Yes. Ooh. Alright. Super packaged.
Nah.
So then, since this tastes so much like Coke, should we drink Coke with it instead of milk?
I think so.
Huh. Is there a pop? It feels like... Okay, because with the, there's like Pop Rocks in it.
There is. It's crunchy.
Holy shit. Well, because if you let it sit in your tongue, it pops.
I can feel it.
Yeah. So my favorite Oreos of all time are the firework
It's really
ones.
doing it now. It's in the back of my throat. It's like it's trying to mimic the fizz.
That's fucking crazy. So my favorite ones are firecracker or fireworks, and they come out around, June and July for 4th of July. And all it is, fucking white frosting with Pop Rocks in it. But this, it tastes like Coke with like fucking Pop Rocks in it. So it's like you get the fizzle. Holy shit, I really do want to like drink a swig of pop now.
I can hear it popping in my mouth.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder what this would taste like with the vanilla ones.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like on these new flavors, the chocolate is like overpowering.
Yeah. I feel like now I need to get a butter knife and scrape the inside out and put it on, get rid of the fucking...
Pina Colada.
Or the other one.
Try it on a thin.
So, out of these 3, what is your ranking from 1, 2, and 3?
Ooh. So...
Because I know you really like the Pina Colada going into this.
Yeah. I think I'm still going to go with the Pina Colada.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with the cherry Coke.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go with the popcorn.
Okay. Now, mind you, all 3 legit are fucking good. So if you see them in your store, fucking try them. Like, so you can be like, hey, I fucking tried it. I mean, they're not like Swedish Fish. Fuck that. To me, I think my number 1 would have to be cherry cola. Like, there was so many, like, it didn't taste like I was eating Coke.
An Oreo.
Yeah, exactly. That's fucking trippy.
It definitely tastes like you're consuming a frozen cherry Coke.
Right.
Except it's not cold. But I'm just saying, like, it has the same flavor factor.
Well, it's funny though, because it's like people at work and other places, they bitch about, they're like, oh, fucking Oreo's just stretching now. And they're like, I'm like, why do people have to be so fucking negative? If you see something, you're like, huh, okay. Like, don't buy it. But I'm like, huh. Because if I worked at fucking Oreo, I'd be doing the same shit. I'd be like, oh.
But those are the people that we literally talk about all the time. Like, those are the people that haven't grown up yet.
Yes.
That don't recognize that just because a person that you don't like them and they're not your person doesn't mean you have to be an asshole to that person. It's the same with cookies.
Yeah.
You don't like Oreos. You don't like the new flavors. Like, I think that's the thing that I get irked so much. Like, not just about those things, but like, for instance, say there's a band.
Yes.
And you love them. They're really good.
Okay.
Right? And they start to go a different direction. Not like musically, but they're starting to get bigger because other people are listening to them.
Yes.
So they start to get on bigger tours or whatever. And for some reason, this group of people feels like this group owes them something. And has to like stay down here because these guys don't want to go to some big concert. They want to see them in a room with 200 people.
Right, and then they'll start saying that, oh, well, you know, they're sellouts.
They're sellouts. Like, fuck yeah, because these people have families. They have kids. Right. And they are building their craft. And they're changing. And they're becoming better people. And it's like, to me, I'm like, hell yeah. I want you to be as big as you can be.
Well, and it's not selling out either. When any of us get into any, you know, role, whether it be at a job or in, you know, music or an entertainer or wrestling, you don't want to be at the bottom fucking rung all your life. If you get those opportunities to move on up, you fucking take them.
To me, the way I work at any place I work is if I'm going to be there for 8 hours, I want to be the person making the most money. And I do everything I can do to be that person. And I feel like it would be the same. Like, someone who takes their music seriously, they're never like, you know what? I only want to play small clubs, 100 people every night for the rest of my life. It's like everybody's dream is to play giant stadiums where they go and they do one tour for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
They go to like 50 places and then they don't have to tour again for a year.
Yeah.
Because they made so much money. But instead it's like, no, I feel like you should have to play every single night all around the country and travel around in a van and say what's up, homie, to me whenever you see me. Like, they don't owe you anything.
No, and that's how you get burnt out.
Right.
Because I've been wrestling for almost 13 years. Now, yeah, when I started, I wanted to be on WWF at the time, you know? I looked at China, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to be the next China. And shit like that. But then the older I got, realization kicked in, and I'm just like, you know, I don't want to every weekend going to a town that could either have 20 people or 400 people. I'm burnt out. So I'm like, you know, there's other opportunities out there for me now.
Right.
But no, I can't stand that when people are like with bands and stuff like, oh, they fucking sold out and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I would love if I heard some of my smaller bands get fucking radio play. I'd be like, oh my God, that's awesome.
Or just being able to say like, you know, oh, I was at his first show.
Right. Dude, Ed, like, he was obsessed with Marilyn Manson, which is crazy to even think about.
Yeah, right.
Side rumor, or not rumor, but fact, is Ed used to be lead singer of a Marilyn Manson cover band.
Nice.
So if you can imagine that, it's fucking hilarious. But, so, like, he saw, I think it was in Davenport, Iowa, when he was still there. Or maybe Springboro. No, I think he was in Springboro by that time. But no, he saw like Marilyn Manson playing like a bingo hall.
Right.
That's fucking crazy. And this was before, you know, now he's coming to fucking Riverbend.
Right.
You know? And it's just...
Or they play U.S. Bank. Like, that's what I want. Like, I don't want Smashing Pumpkins to stay and play, you know, 10 venues in a tri-state area and I never have the opportunity to see them because... they don't come anywhere, and I randomly heard about them.
Now, the one thing, though, that I would like to say, I do prefer going to concerts at smaller venues like a Bogart's or it's like the venue.
Right.
Because, to me, I feel more into it if I am in with the crowd.
Well, because you're legit in it.
Yeah.
When you're at those things.
But that's the thing, when I go to Riverbend, you know, and you can get fucking, I'm not going to pay fucking tickets to sit in the pavilion for $100 when I can get lawn tickets for $25. But the problem with that, though, is you're so far away, I end up watching the fucking concert on the big screen TV.
I think the double-edged sword to that, though, is that you can be... So I went to the Family Values tour when I lived in Detroit. And it was at the Palace of Auburn Hills, and I got general admission floor.
Okay.
Because I wanted, because we're used to being on the floor at every show we go to. So it's like, this is the life I want. So, like, I went to that show, and it was like, I couldn't even watch the show or enjoy the show because I was getting my ass beat down on the floor the whole time.
Right.
And it's like, I'm looking at these people who are sitting in chairs, and I was like, man, I wish I could be up there. Right. But instead, it's like the entire floor. Like the Pistons play basketball there.
Right.
It's like that entire floor. There was like no place safe to go. It was a giant, like, wave back and forth. Okay. Like, it wasn't like a giant mosh pit. Like, there was an area that was a mosh pit, and I stayed away from that. But it's the residual effect, like...
And when you're standing level with everybody else and we're fucking short, it sucks. No, okay, so I do understand that because I took my mom for her 40th? 50th. Oh my God. 50th birthday. I took her to Chicago, and we saw Iron Maiden. But by the time I actually got tickets, it was legit, like, almost like the last row and everything. But it wasn't bad because when they were at the place that the Bulls play. I forget what the fucking arena is or anything. But it was like 20,000 people. So we're, like, sitting there, last row, just nice. There was air conditioning there. We were drinking. And then we just looked at the sea of people. And there was good 5,000 people just level on the ground. Right. And that's where we're like, okay. Right. This is much better because then we saw the entire show, which was very theatrical. Right. If anybody's ever been in an Iron Maiden show, it's fucking spectacular. So, but yeah, that's why, overall, yes, I do prefer to go to, concerts like Unearthed or Kill Switch Engage or Twisted or, the smaller venues, but then a lot of times I do like going to the bigger ones like John Fogerty and, fucking Kiss. Right. And those are at the Riverbends and things. Yes. But I think it's just, I don't know. We used to go see Eddie Money with my mom at when I lived there was Pine Knob. Now I think it's like DTE. Yeah. Fucking Money. Stadium or some shit. I don't know what it is. And his old balls. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to save that for another podcast, but Ed thinks it's hilarious, but fucking Eddie Money hit on me. He's like, oh my God, if he would have said, take me home tonight, you would have fucking had to go. Like, this is fucking so gross. So gross. You're like, Ed, that's your fantasy. That's what I'm saying. Like, you go home with him, sir. No. I don't want that story. Like, I want a better story. Yeah. Like, hey, this person asked me, like, oh. Well, it's like Eddie Money's not even in his prime. No. So it's like, you have, like, an 80-year-old Eddie Money. And he's so, like, we've seen him so many times, and each time he's obliterated. Right. Like, he's so just old and creepy and intoxicated. Right. And that's how I've always seen him. Yeah. Fucking Eddie Money. So since we're talking about people that you almost had an encounter with, so okay, yeah, it's random. So it's kind of, I'm trying to lead into it, but it's not very. So we've been trying to do like an advice part of our show where we're like discussing things. Mm-hmm. So I think on the last show we discussed like leaving a bad review and then being contacted by the person to remove that review. And what do you think you would do? No, it's a new thing. Okay. So. I was talking to someone and they were talking about that they used to date someone, right? Okay. So we've all been there. We've all dated someone. Hopefully, hopefully, if not, and you're in that crazy group of dudes, we will make you meet somebody. If you're in that crazy group of dudes who are celibate because they say no woman will sleep with them, and you drive into crowds of chicks because you're a fucking dick. It's not because no girl would sleep with you. It's because you have this false vision of who you are and what kind of girl you deserve. Because honestly, this is not part of my thing, but I strongly believe that there is someone for everyone, right? And you might just think that you should be with a 10
when you're a 3, when you really should be looking at 5s.
Yeah.
So when you're saying
Shallow.
10s won't sleep with me, that's because you're a 3.
Right. You need to accept the truth.
Like, look into yourself. Say, I am a solid 3. I would like to date up. I look at 5s and 6s. Right? 5, that's your
And personality does go a long way.
Yeah, if you're just an asshole. But even, there's assholes who are with assholes.
Yeah.
Like, there's literally someone for everyone.
Yes.
And if people won't sleep with you, it's because you're choosing the wrong people.
Yes.
Like, you're looking at the wrong people. If you're an asshole, you have to look for other assholes.
And even if you're not a true asshole, like, I've met so many, like, friend guys throughout my life, like, in my guy groups, that are just shallow as shit. And I'm just like, why are you... No, like, bro, you're not attractive. Like, why are you trying to look for these 10s? No.
That's what I...
like,
and I don't think it's about being shallow. I think it's almost that you have, it's great to have self-esteem. It's great to have self-esteem, right? And you value yourself, right? But at the same time, if you're saying no one will sleep with me, it's time for you to do some inner soul searching and figure out why that is.
I think it's common sense, too. But once again, these individuals are not the ones that are very keen on the common sense.
Right, because they're driving into crowds of people.
Right.
To say, like, why won't you sleep with me? Because you're driving into crowds of people, lunatic. Okay, so that was the side note. That was off. That's been bothering me for weeks now. Because, like, my friend's sister was in that crowd in Toronto that guy ran into. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, she got all scratched up and stuff, and it's like she was just shopping.
Right.
It's like she sleeps with lots of people.
Right.
Yeah, probably should have talked to her before you try to kill her. Just saying. Anyway.
What the hell is, what the hell is wrong with people?
I don't know.
I mean, like, growing up, people that, like that, they didn't do things like that. They stayed in their room and they cut themselves. I mean...
So I was kind of having a talk about that with my friend. Like, I was just saying how I felt like they had, a different sense of self. And then I was listening to this podcast, and a porn star was on there. And she was talking about how she felt like porn sites you should have to prove your age. Because kids are seeing, like, more graphic things at a younger age, because you just go and it says, are you 18? You go, yes.
Right.
And then you go and you see crazy things. So then here's these kids who are jerking off to these porns that are, like, point of view, and they're jerking off to these 10s all the time. And then they start to get this ideal that that's what they deserve. And I was like, that's literally what I just said. Because it's like they think, like, this is for me. They don't have this sense of reality.
All people look like. But my question is, with the whole, like, internet thing, I think kids nowadays versus back then, if they just... There was so many kids my age and, around that group that if they wanted to see a dirty picture, you went into a drawer. Like, you knew already.
Right.
So, yeah, you're on the internet. You can find some weird shit. But, I mean, I think that... I don't know, like, what was did you, like, see a nudie magazine, like, when you were younger? Like...
So, no.
Okay.
So...
Sorry to...
No. So, the first penis I seen was in real life.
So, wait a minute. So...
I never seen a picture of one.
Really?
Yeah, like, I never seen a picture of one. I wasn't on the internet.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I know, but my house didn't have a computer.
Okay,
so, like, now kids have computers. Like, my house didn't have a computer until I went to college. Like, going to college was the first time that I actually had access to a computer.
Yeah, when I went to high school, that's when we had computers.
Yeah, I had to go to the library so that I could take, like, my exam to get into college. Like, I had to take a math exam to get into college, and it was like, that's what placed you in your math. So, I had to go to the library and sit in the library for, like, 5 hours taking all these exams for Michigan State. So it's like, that's the first, and all I had was, like, email. I didn't even know how the internet worked. I was still, like, at the file, like, looking up shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I wasn't on Google.
Like 10 words a minute.
Well, like, no, I was, like, the file where it's, like, looking up stuff, like, you're, like, trees, and then you go to the catalog, and you pull out the thing, and they have all the cards. What's that catalog called?
What? I don't...
At the library. You know, you go to library and it's the card catalog and now it's electronic. They have a computer and you go and you look up a book and it tells you where it's located in the library.
Oh.
But they use like the Dewey Decimal System or whatever. And you would go and you would look up the card. You would say, I'm looking for trees. And then you would go to T and then you look up trees and it would give you all the books about trees. And then you would pick one and then you'd write down the number and then you'd go find it in the library.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was back in that's my life.
I mean, you're only a couple years older than me, but I do not remember that.
Well, so that was my life. So that's what I would do, right? So when I turned 19, I went to Canada.
Yes.
Because you can drink at 19.
Yes.
I was still a virgin. Went to Canada at 19. Got a lap dance. And that's the first time I seen a real life penis.
Wow.
Or a picture. He was like a cowboy guy. I have a little Polaroid.
That's one thing. I appreciate male strippers because they have gimmicks.
Yes.
Usually.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, like they tell a story. They're a fireman.
Yeah.
They're, something.
There's a Ken doll.
Yeah.
They're a ninja. I'm a fan of them.
Yeah, but females just look like they went to fucking Deb's clearance sale and got a prom dress.
Yes.
Yes. Mm.
Yeah. If they're even if they even have that, they just sometimes will just straight come out.
Yeah.
Boobs out.
Fucking. Mm.
Oh, so anyway, okay.
Sorry, we got way
we went
off track.
Penises and strippers.
Yes.
So anyway.
Yes.
So she was with this dude. They broke up.
Okay. Happens.
And then less than a year later.
Okay.
So they broke up because he didn't want a relationship.
Okay.
He didn't want a relationship.
Okay.
So less than a year later, he was in a new relationship and was married.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
So she doesn't say that she's like still obsessed with him, right? Because she says she doesn't want anything to do, but she still checks his social media to see what's going on in his life. So she like checked and he was like in a relationship.
Okay.
And then she was like, oh, he just didn't want to be in a relationship with me.
Yeah.
And then like she checked again and it was like a few days after he proposed. And then when she checked again, it was like 2 days.
She's checking like a lot.
Well, she said so check it like every day. But now she only checks it like a few times a year.
So how long, real quick, how long were they together?
Not very long, like 3 or 4 months.
Okay, go ahead.
But she feels like he was like the love of her life. But she doesn't want anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah.
But she's just curious and she goes and she checks it probably like she said like 4 times a year.
Okay.
So I said, why? Like, what's the point?
Right.
Like, you don't want to get back with them, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to get back with them. Oh, so the thing that really triggered her was that he's having a baby now, when she checked. So she's seen when he got in a new relationship, when he got engaged, when they got married, and now they're having a baby. And she said, like, it's, like, really hit her because it's like he's creating another human with a human that he got with right after her. Like, he wanted those things, just not with her.
Right.
And she says it's really crushing her down. But, like, so I said to her, like, why would you do it? It seems like if you really don't want anything to do with them, like, it's time to not do that anymore.
Exactly.
Because
stop.
And it's like, they're not, like, friends on the Facebook. Like, she's going to his thing. Like, the thing to me is that, like, you and I are friends.
Yes.
But I don't actually go to your page and look at your shit. Like, whatever you post, if you're in the feed.
Exactly.
So it's like, if I see the picture from something great, if I don't, I'm not like, oh, shit, what's Heather doing this week? What all has she done this week?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not checking that. It's just, if you're through my feed and it's something interesting, what normally happens is someone will post a video, and then I'll watch that video, and then I end up in a fucking YouTube video hell because I'm like, that's fun.
Right.
Oh, this is fun. Ooh, bunnies. Like, that's my life. I don't go to people's social media pages ever to look. Like,
you go to your page, and if their shit shows up in your feed, then you will respond if you have a comment or have something on it, but you don't individually go to the people pages.
Yeah, like, if we're friends, right? Like, if I don't know you, like, if I just met you, and you go, oh, I'm Apache Chief, and I go, all right, well, I'll check out your music. And I go to Spotify, and I look up Apache Chief, and I go, oh, you sound like blah, blah, blah.
Or if somebody sends you a friend request. you're like, well, who the fuck is this person? Then you go to their page, mutual friends. You're like, oh,
right,
you know, like shit like that.
This is a new person you're going to be working with, and I go, are they on Facebook so I can check them out? Because I want to know who the fuck I'm working with. So one of my friends on here, I did that to him because they were like, this is the new guy you're going to be working with, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Because I was supposed to go to Louisiana with them. I'm like, ugh.
Well, that's the thing. I like to see what, like, people look like. So it's like, I don't, like, look like a retard. You know, like, oh, who the fuck is that? Like, I like to get to know somebody, too. So if I have that outlet, then I use it. So.
Well, I sent him a message and was like, hey, I checked out your Facebook page because we're going to be working together.
Yeah.
You know, so then he gives me shit about it ever since then. Like, he's like, oh, Facebook stalker. But it's like, when they said, you're going to be going to Louisiana for 2 weeks with these 2 new people. And I'm just like, well, who the fuck are these guys? And one guy didn't have a Facebook and one guy did. And I was like, oh, okay, this guy looks fine.
Right.
You know, because, like, I just had a real bad experience with, like, an old chick that I worked with who started with me. Mm-hmm. And it was, like, a whole shit show with her because we were in Ottawa for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And she would, like, lose her glove and we'd have to go back. And then she lost her passport somewhere and then we had to go back. It was like we did a whole, like, she was like old lady and she didn't take care of herself and she's like, she has diabetes, you know, and she like has low blood sugar and she's shaking.
Her complications are complicating everybody else's fucking life.
I'm like, do you need to eat? Like, we're touring the Ottawa Capitol and then she looks like she's going to die because she's old already. And I'm like, do you need to eat food? And she's like, no, I'll be fine. You know, so then I was all stressed, like, you're going to die or what's happening? You know, so then I check it, but like, to me, I was just like, why would you do that? Like, stop doing that.
Right.
But I'm like, I'm not like that. Like, I don't have that attachment to people like that. Like, I've never had that attachment. Like, I don't, you know, people that, you know, that I dated or that I hung out with or whatever. Like, for the most of the time, I'm not even friends with them on Facebook because I really don't care.
Right.
And if I get that thing, I don't accept it. You know, or we are friends because we are still friends, but I don't go and check their Facebook.
Right. Well, the thing is, though, I think with mine is with people I dated or, you know, went to school with or boys I had crushes on or anything like that. I am Facebook friends with them, but I don't go to their page, anything like that. Like, me and the ex, you know, we were together for 4 years. Which is, you know, pretty big amount of time, especially when you're in
that age.
At that age, you know, in your late teens, early 20s, you know. And it's like, we're still Facebook friends. The friends that I made from his group of friends, I haven't seen them in years. I may see them once every 4 years, running into them at a comedy club or something like that. But I'm still very friendly. I'm not like, hey, I'm trying to get back with this person. But you know, these are people that at some point I cared about, so I'd like to see that, you know, overall, I do like to see people doing well, you know, like in their life. So it's like, you know, me and Kyle, we're still friends on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and a lot of times when he could just, like, post stuff about him and his kid, that's fucking awesome. I'll like it, I'll comment. When we were together, you know, a kid was never my thing.
Right.
I don't think it was planned for him, but he's being a dad, so I fucking give props anytime to that.
Yeah.
So, you know, anybody that at some point you had love or caringness for, you know, like, and it is kind of funny though, like, growing up, and I had all these, like, these ghetto boys that I had crushes on or whatever, you know, when I was fucking 12, and I'm, like, friends with them on Facebook. It does kind of entertain, like, they're more on there for entertainment.
Well, I think for me, like, there's one person that I'm friends with. I'm friends with multiple people, but it's like, there's one person that, like, whenever they post, I'm like, oh, God, dodge that bullet.
Right. Yeah.
Like, every time.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're, like, dramatic. You know, it's not. It's just, like,
how would your life be? Like, you know, if you would have stayed... How, like, yeah, no,
so that's the thing that I used to think about, like, a long time ago, you know, like, well, what would my life have been like if I stayed in Michigan? What would I be doing right now? It's not really like, you know, what if I would have stayed with this person? Because, like, Dave is the person for me. Like, I think about moving back to Michigan all the time.
Right.
You know, but it's like, Dave is the guy. It's not because I want to move back to Michigan because of these guys, you know? So it's like when I see that person, it's like they've evolved into like a conspiracy theorist. So when they post stuff, it's like flat earth. And I'm like, what happened to you? So mine is more like, what happened to you in the last 15 years that you've become a lunatic?
Yeah.
Because you weren't a lunatic, you know, 20 years ago.
Right.
But now you're full on tweaker. Like, you're a lunatic now. That's more of it when they post, not like a, man, I wonder what life would be like with him. Well, we'd be fucking in a cubbyhole somewhere, apparently, because he's a lunatic now.
Well, yeah, there are certain people, not even dudes, but girls that I grew up with that I was close with, and, you know, I grew up in the ghetto for the most part. So when I see drama on the Facebook that is around these girls, it does make me feel better about myself. Like, I know that's kind of like a, not really shallow, but I mean, it does make me feel better about myself saying like, well, we had the same shit. We went to the same school, you know, we came from, you know, not money and everything like this. And it's like, but now they have 2 kids, fucking with 2 different dads, fucking working at Kroger, you know, on welfare, and fucking just...
And you're buying $250 mystery pop boxes.
Exactly, because I'm fucking bored. I'm playing on the internet.
Right.
You know, so it's just like, it does kind of make me feel better about myself. I mean, that's... I don't know, it's just...
It's like, I just look at people, you know, like, I want everybody to succeed, and it doesn't make me feel better about myself. It's just, I look at them and go, what would that person's life be if they left?
Okay, yeah.
You know, because, like, for instance, you know, this is personal, but, like, my little sister, you know, she's around a lot of hoodlums.
Yes.
You know, that grew up, you know, when we were growing up. So it's like she chose to go with this group of dum-dums, you know, and it's like she got pregnant by one of them, and he's, you know, it's like...
That's the lifestyle that she knows. So do you think that she's more of a, I mean, is she a follower versus a leader?
Oh, for sure. But, like, the thing that I'm proud of her for is that, so, like, she has an 8th grade education, right? And she really struggles. And she has a daughter who's in, you know, lower elementary school, you know, and she still lives at home with my dad, and my dad is a truck driver. So she's there with her daughter by herself a lot. She doesn't drive. You know, she never got a license, you know, and she doesn't really work because she doesn't work because no one really wants to hire someone with an 8th grade education, right, into any job. People who graduate from college are having a hard time finding a job, let alone people who haven't graduated high school or even really attended high school. But, like, in the last month, she got her permit, her driver's permit, and she went on a job interview yesterday, and she got the job. So, you know, she texted me and was like, I got the job. You know, is it a great job? No, but it's a job, and it's a start. You got to start somewhere. So it's like, here she is. You know, she finally got her permit. She's going to get you know, she'll keep grinding down, and I just responded to her, and I said, things are looking up for you.
Right.
Just keep grinding, you know, because this job, you know, can lead to the next job. You just get some experience, you learn how to deal with people, you know, and you move up. So it's like, you know, and I know that had she not lived in that area anymore, you know, and it's like, I think that's like the, you know, guilt, you know, for me, because I moved away from my family when they were all pretty young, you know, but it's like, I look at her, you know, and it's just like, hopefully now she's getting it.
Right.
You know, and it's like, had she moved away from that group of people, but it goes both ways. Like, had she moved from that group of people, would she look for more idiots in her new location? You know, or it would be like, if she moved here, it would be me bossing her around like a mother, telling her who can and can't come over, where she can and can't go, you know? I feel like that's what it would be if she was here. And she doesn't need that. She needs to be independent.
Right. And the thing is, though, it's like, you and her are I think, of two far extremes, because you moved way down here.
Right.
And kind of started from nothing. You know,
right.
It was just you. But then you have her, but then you have your other sister. So they were, I mean, I don't know how many years difference are they?
They're close, they're the last two.
Okay.
They're 2 years.
But it's like how one can be so different than the other. You know, it's like how did the other one kind of, she stayed there, but she...
Well, because I think the little one is like, so the little one is the baby of the family, right? She was born at home, like my dad delivered her.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, my mom didn't make it to the hospital.
Shit.
So like my dad delivered her on like the couch in the living room, right? And then the ambulance finally made it, whatever. But it's like, so they were always really close. So I think that the impact is like, when you have a bunch of older siblings, you learn things really early.
Right.
And because you're not physically as big as them and can physically defend yourself, you develop your mouth. So she had like the nastiest mouth, but she would be like 7 or 8, and she would say to my dad, like, or even before she was like 4 or 5, she would be like, "Shut up, fat boy," to my dad. And like my dad would laugh because you couldn't believe this kid was saying it,
right.
You know, because like none of us would ever even fathom saying that. But she was always like babied and coddled. Yep. You know, and so now she...
And it is definitely different with the baby and the family, because that's how Ed was. Ed was the baby.
Yeah, like my other sister was...
And there's a difference.
Like my other sister was, you know, really like on her own. Like she was different than everyone else. She was like really independent. She like, you know, took care of herself, and, you know, she really didn't answer to anybody, and she, you know, her and my mom were like best friends, and, you know, she read books all the time, and the people she hung out with were, you know, way different type of people than the people my little sister hung out with.
Yeah, and I mean, just certain people are different, because it's like growing up, I hung out with all the hood kids and stuff, but then when the hood kids would go do something bad, you know, I, knowing it was bad, I'm like, no, I'm good, and fucking rolled out.
Right.
So, I mean, everybody's just different personalities, you know, addictive personalities, or, you know, things like that.
Well, I think, too, when you're little, like, when you were her, and, like, you're used to getting all this attention, you know, and then it's like, you meet this dude, and he shows you all this attention.
Right.
You know, you get kind of, you know, addicted to that, and then she ends up, you know, having kids with this.
And let's be honest. I don't know about you, but I know generally females, we're attracted to the bad boys in some aspect, you know? So whether it's you stay with, it depends on the level of badness, you know?
Yeah. So for me, I'm like not attracted to bad.
But not saying now, but I'm saying growing up.
I was like always attracted to alpha.
Okay.
So, like, for me, I was like
I'm the leader of the pack.
I'm a very dominant girl.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, I was pretty
Okay.
tough. You know, so it was like, the people that I liked were also people who were, you know, seemed like they could hold their own and,
okay,
you know, were like leaders and like, I could take care of myself, but it would be good to be with someone else who could also protect me.
Right. So
that's what I look for. Not someone to take care of me, because I definitely didn't need that.
No.
But it was like just someone else who like would be there behind me.
Gotcha.
You know, so like that's the thing that I was always attracted to. You know, my sister Amy seems to be attracted to people who are, you know, very smart and she can have conversations with and are open-minded, and, you know, and then my little sister is, you know, she's attracted to the hood rats.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So what do you think about, like, checking old people's Facebooks? Like, have you ever done it?
I think I've done it, but I don't know if I did it more to, like, I know it sounds shallow. Like, I checked it and be like, oh, so this is what they're doing. Like, I'm doing so much better than them.
Uh-huh.
But usually these were also people that, you know, either dumped me or did something, you know, bad to me. So then I look back and I'm just like, haha, you're
Karma's
like, oh
coming
yeah, exactly. Like the whole
Right.
karma aspect of it. But I mean, I've been married for fucking over 10 years, you know, but I'm just thinking, like, I do have so many people on my Facebook that, you know, I have talked to that I've done things or whatever, or
gone out with,
girlfriend, or whatever, you know, because there was a time span of a couple years of me like, woo, I'm 21, I'm single.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I had a very entertaining couple years. So, I mean, but a lot of them I'm still friends with. I mean, we don't let any of that get in the way because I'm an adult.
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you are checking, like that's kind of what she was doing, like doubting herself and like, oh, well, what about this?
To me, it's almost like you're punishing yourself.
Right. I mean, you have to look at the positive of, you know, well, obviously, I'm glad that it didn't happen. Like, me and the ex, you know, he has a kid, and he loves that kid, and he loves being a dad. Me, I don't want kids. I've never wanted kids. So if I was with him in that situation, how would, you know, mentally.
But I think with him, though, in that situation, you would have been the mom anyway.
Well, but I would have to be, but...
Right, I'm saying, like, I think it was good that you guys broke up.
Right.
Because he was really dependent on you.
Yes.
You know, he's my friend, too, mine and Jade's friend, too. But he was really dependent on you, drove him around.
Right.
You know, he didn't have a driver's license.
Didn't have a job.
You know, he went from thing to thing to thing. He never stuck to anything. You know, and he had a lot of talent in a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, but it was almost like because he knew he had you to fall back on to do whatever it was that he wanted to do, you know, it's like you would have been at work every day working your ass off, and he would have been like, today I'm an artist. You know, tomorrow I'm a rapper. You know, next week I'm a goth singer. Right. You know, the following week I'm a graffiti artist now. You know, it's like he would have kept doing that, and you would have been pissed off every single day, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy looking back, though, like seeing how I was then versus how I, you know, was even a couple years later.
Yeah.
You know, like as soon as I would like go to drive home, I would be in my car like crying because like mentally it was so draining.
Yeah.
Like I was just constantly put on a front.
Right.
I rarely ever talked. Like, it's so crazy because now I'm just like, I won't fucking shut up. I'm just like, I want to talk to everybody.
Well, and then also, like, you wouldn't drink. Back in the day, you wouldn't drink. You wouldn't do anything.
Nope.
And you would just sit there on the couch and I'd be like...
I just sat there and I was quiet.
Yeah, you were.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy how time can change, but once I found who I was as soon as that. So, I mean, looking back, the relationship did help me because... A, I found out who I truly was.
Yeah.
B, or, you know, whatever, I got into wrestling. I chose wrestling. Even though I'm getting out of it, I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people, all that good shit because of wrestling. So it's like, what would my life be without wrestling? I have no idea. You know, and then I don't know. It's just so crazy of, like, how things could have been.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a better person.
I just told her instead of looking at it and being like, oh wow, he's doing this now, like these are all things he didn't want to do with me. Like sit and think about what it was with your relationship that didn't work.
Exactly.
And know that like that's why it didn't work because you needed to do these other things.
Exactly. She needs to stop worrying about everybody else. It's easier said than done though.
Well, the grass is always greener, right? Yeah. Like, you can look and be like, oh, she's with him, but you don't know their life.
Yeah.
You don't know their life. They could fight every day.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he felt pressured into it. It's like, you don't know any of those things. You're just looking at these happy Facebook posts. Like, most people don't post a picture of them right after a fight with their makeup running and the fucking ottoman across the hallway, you know? it's normally like, hey, we're at Easter egg hunt, yay!
Right, because that's the thing. I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm dealing with some shit, if I'm, you know, angry or whatever, I just don't go on social media.
Or we talk it out in our secret friend
group. Our secret friend group that I started because there are a lot of people like me, like a lot of you guys that are, you know, we need support groups.
Right.
So that's why I started it. But a lot of times I am very put the wall up.
You guys should start one too. Like, you guys should start your own support group with your friends. Like, I know dudes aren't good in the, like, want to talk to each other or whatever. Yeah. But start a Facebook group with your friends that's private, and you can talk about, like,
and you can have
my wife is having a baby and I'm stressed about it. I know some of you have babies.
Right.
How did you deal with that stress and that pressure? And talk to other dudes about the things that you're feeling, because the majority of the time you're feeling are very similar to the other ones that people are having.
And when you want to vent, you know, like, that's perfect for this, because sometimes, and you don't want to put that out on the internet, or, you know, if you work all day and then you come home and you have nobody but, you know, your dog and your husband, you know, a lot of times you know, it's like talking to a brick wall. So you need to get other people's, you know,
or they want to give you solutions. Like, sometimes you just want to talk and say, I had a really bad day at work today and I wanted to punch 87 people, and I sat at my desk and I started to cry. And then they're like, oh my God, you shouldn't cry at work. You need blah, blah. It's like, sir.
Right.
But
somebody, you know, people
I'm not
like,
looking for a solution. I'm not looking for a solution.
Be like, oh my God,
I just want you to say, that happened to me last week.
Exactly.
I know how you
feel. I've been there. I'm sorry. It will get better. So, yeah. So, I mean, I'm constantly kind of adding to our little group because there's just fucking...
We all need somebody.
Yes.
All right. So, we're at 2 hours, a little over 2 hours.
Yes.
So, we'll finish up today with our top 5.
Yes, top 5.
Which is our top 5 television series that we love.
Yes. Now, let me clarify. This is not, because originally you would ask me, you're like, do you want to do like top 5 cartoons, or no? These are TV like series.
Yes.
Yes. Because cartoons is a whole fucking different category.
Like, so it would be like, you know, it would be like Adult Swim things, right? Those are technically TV series, but we're not talking about cartoon, like Simpsons.
Well, to be fair.
Or did you?
No, I did not include, because...
I did include people like The Simpsons or South Park.
I did not
even though they're TV series.
I did not include Rick and Morty, even though I love Rick and Morty, because Rick and Morty is still cartoon.
Or Bob's Burgers.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, good. Then we're on the same page.
Okay. And I don't have them written down because on my car ride home from fucking Hot Topic, I'm like, what the fuck are my top 5 shows?
Yeah, so do you want to do them together? We can just go back and forth, because it doesn't really matter what order they're in.
Yeah, we can just, I mean, I had my number 1, and then the other ones are just kind of like random.
Do I know your number 1?
God, I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay.
All right. Yeah, sorry. We'll let you be number 1. Okay, so you can start with 5.
Oh, then. No,
No, we'll go back and forth.
Oh, well then, I thought you meant we were going to do 10.
No, only 5.
Oh, well, I had 5.
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead. Do your 5.
Oh. I thought you were going to go back and forth, so it would be like 5.
Oh, I just thought we were going to do 5 from now on.
Oh, well, we can.
I like...
Well, no, I have 5.
Okay, you do 5.
Okay, shit. Okay, so my 5 top TV shows of all time, from when I was a itty-bitty little child to really old adults, and these are not cartoons, like I said. I would have to say, let me see. Okay. So, have you ever seen this show called Forever Knight?
No.
Okay. So, Forever Knight was in the early 90s. It was, I think there was 3 seasons. It was of a vampire. And he was a vampire that worked with the police, like the detectives of, like, I want to say New York. But, like, so he was a vampire that worked with humans to take down, like, crime and evildoers and, like, other vampires.
Now that you say that, I actually believe.
Yeah, so it was called Forever Knight. I was absolutely in love with that show because I've always loved vampires. Vampires you know, fuck like fucking werewolves or zombies. Vampires were my thing. Like, yes. So Forever Night, I have all 3 series or seasons on VHS. Or not VHS, fucking DVD. But yeah, so Forever Night. I don't know what channel. I want to say it was on Fox at like midnight on Saturdays or something. Yes. Forever Night. That was my shit. That was like, Yes. I guess that's like 5. So now it's your turn.
So my number 5 is kind of random, but I used to watch it every day growing up. And it's not like actors. It's Jeopardy. So it's a TV series. Like, it's literally not every day. But I used to watch Jeopardy every single day. And my dream was always to be on Jeopardy. And it came on every night at 7:30. I still watch it even now. I went on a trip for work. And I was hanging out with a couple coworkers. And Jeopardy was on. And I was just popping off the questions.
It does make you feel smart.
Yeah, and they were like amazed. And then after that, that's all they talked about was like how I was the Jeopardy queen and blah, blah, blah. Awesome. And it was like a good kind of inception into, you know, my company was that people knew the Jeopardy story. So they were like, she must be pretty smart. So I didn't really get doubted at first. So that's like, I know it's not like.
No, it's a TV show that has been on air for fucking years, and I'll be honest.
And it's educational, and it's not just I spun a wheel and picked a letter.
And me and Ed, we watch every night. We usually watch Wheel of Fortune, and then we watch fucking Jeopardy.
That's how it went.
Yeah, because, you know, old. But yeah, no, even as a kid, and the older I get, the more questions I get right, so that's cool.
Yeah, means you're learning as you go.
Exactly. Or just older and obtain memory. But okay, so let's see. Like I said, this like 5 through 2 are just randomly placed.
Okay.
One show is ER. Mind you, I didn't start watching until it was probably like halfway through. But I just remember when I lived in my apartment and I would turn my phone off. I would like turn the like it was just the TV and me and my cat Spooky on the couch. Nobody could talk to me. Nobody could call me. I was engulfed in fucking ER. Like, that was my show. I would cry. That was my world. Fucking ER. And I never, because I was one of those believers of you can't like multiple fucking dueling shows, so I never started watching Grey's Anatomy.
Nice.
So I was always like, it's fucking ER and that's it.
That's pretty funny.
Love ER.
So my number 4 is like a new show. It's called Atlanta. It's got Donald Glover in it. I've watched that. Yeah, I really, really like it. I watched a couple episodes and because I missed like the startup of it, so then I went back and I watched all the older episodes. Like, I'm just obsessed with Donald Glover right now, and then Childish Gambino, which is his rap persona. Because he directs Atlanta too, so.
He was in Magic Mike too, wasn't he?
No.
Yeah.
Was he?
The Glover boy? Yeah, he was in, because he like was in the house, like he was. Yeah.
Maybe he was.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Stitch. Was it Stitch? No, Twitch, right? That's his name, Twitch.
What?
The other guy who dances with Magic Mike.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure his name is.
I have no idea.
Twitch. Yeah, the black dude.
No, I know the dude.
Who is also a super good dancer. He's on Ellen now as her DJ.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's Twitch. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Continue on.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so on my 3 that I have left, the next one I have to go with is Golden Girls.
Oh, that was mine
Golden
too.
Girls.
Number 3 for both of us.
Was
Golden
it?
Girls,
okay, yeah. So Golden Girls, and I catch myself watching it more, like binging it, the older I get.
Yeah.
So it's like on Logo or TV Network, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to clean the house and watch fucking Golden Girls. And of course, all the pops. I got all the pops. And if I could summon any of their spirits, I think that I would be Sophia. But I love Golden Girls. I used to watch it with my grandma when I was a kid, and it was just, I always just loved when they showed the outside of the house, and I'm like, oh my god, I totally want to live there. Yeah. Like, that looks so magical.
And it's like in Florida.
Where yeah! Like, you can tell. Like, you can tell it's like a Florida fucking house. Yeah. But yeah, I love Golden Girls. It's just, they're classy old broads. All of them.
Yeah.
That's me. Yes.
All right, what's your number 2? Because number 3 was my Golden Girls.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I stole that. All right, my number 2. Okay, so I know what my number 1 is. Oh, my number 2 is a show that was on HBO. And like originally I had said, I was a fan of the vampires. I've always been a fan of the vampires. Mm-hmm. True Blood. True Blood. I read the books. I watched. The funny thing is how I started watching it is Ed, he worked at one of them, it was Game City. And some crackhead, like, cashed in all these fucking movies. And Ed ended up bringing them home. He was like, hey, you know, I got this series called True Blood. You want to watch it? I'm like, fuck yeah. Dude, first episode, I'm like, oh, what is this? So, oh my god. I love Eric Northman. He is so pretty. Alexander Skarsgård. Like, when you can know actual people's names.
Real names.
Yeah. And I'm horrible at that. I'm like, that fucking dude, that you one time. Horrible at names. But yeah, so I really, really... Of course, the later episodes, that's with any show. Usually the later seasons are like, meh. But yeah, that's my shit. True Blood, I got a lot of memorabilia too. So
nice.
That's my number 2.
My number 2 is Roseanne. So growing up, we used to always watch Roseanne. It was on all the time. Roseanne's demeanor reminds me a lot of my mom, and it reminds a lot of our friends of my mom as well. She, you know, she always had like some smart aleck stuff to say. So she's very similar. Their family was similar to my family too. I haven't been watching the new one as much. Like, I watched the first couple episodes, but I guess I just really like the nostalgia of the old show and the memories it brings back. So number 2 for me is Roseanne.
Well, my number 1 is Roseanne.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I have been watching the new stuff. You know, it's funny though, because she's, you know, like this diehard Republican and all this, but she's a fucking comedian, so she knows how to get jokes. Like, when she talks about these things, I don't pick up that she's Republican. I pick up that she's just poking fun at everybody, right? You know, that focuses on this bullshit. But I mean, the new season, it's okay. I mean, I'll still watch it. But yeah, no, fucking same thing. Because usually it's Roseanne on, and then as soon as Roseanne's over with their 24 episodes, it goes into Golden Girls.
Right.
So I just watch them all day. But yeah, those were the best Halloween episodes. Roseanne was just a real fucking family. Real shit.
Agreed.
Yes, so I love that.
Number 1 for me, Game of Thrones.
That's your number 1?
It's my number 1. I love it. I'm sad every Sunday. There's no new episode. I cannot wait till the next one comes out. I'm super sad that it's the last one, but I love that show like no tomorrow.
See, and that's the thing. I also love Game of Thrones, but I think because I started this last season,
yeah,
I'm not that invested in it.
Yeah.
But True Blood, I started from the very start, so that's why I'm like, oh my god, even though it was horrible. Like Walking Dead, fucking I stopped after like season 3. I'm like, I'm fucking tapping out. Fuck this. But Game of Thrones though, it's, yeah. And they got a lot of sexiness and death and
it's all around. So like a lot of shows is just like chicks naked all the time.
Right. Oh yeah, dude. There's fucking dongs and
yeah, there's a lot of wieners in that. I'm a fan.
A lot of blood and wieners and vaginas and stuff.
Yeah, and gay stuff and straight stuff. And
yeah, no, that's definitely...
It's all encompassing. It's a very inclusive show because everybody dies.
See, we that's what we call a Tracy Smothers ending, is everybody dies.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so HBO has some of the best fucking shit right now, because I'm also watching Silicon Valley, which is an amazing, hilarious show. So, but yeah, that's where True Blood came from, Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so that's our show for this week. That was our top 5. We appreciate everybody watching and tuning in for us. As always, you can message us through Facebook. You can visit us on Twitter. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, Stitch, and SoundCloud. Get a discount off at Collar Elbow. Use BF Show Podcast.
Yep.
As the promo code, you'll get 10% off your order. They got lots of clearance stuff on, so definitely go there. And as always,
I'm Hardcore Heather Owens.
And I'm Jade.
And this is the Best Friend Show. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Oh, that's the best. Did you see that?
Where does that streaming? Yes.